Hello, Jar Sonic. How are you doing? Excuse me, goodness. Excuse me. Sorry that I've not been watching the stream. School's been screwing me up. You're fine. Don't worry. Don't feel obligated to watch. You know? You're totally fine. Just, come by when you can if you want to. And if you can't, the VODs are always there. We're always gonna have something for you to listen to while you're struggling away at the school stuff. Good luck with all that. Excuse me, goodness. I understand. I understand entirely. I barely have enough time to do all the things that I want to do right now, so. And I don't have school. Did tackle my classmates, which is a plus. Well, there you go, I guess. I hope it wasn't too bad. Doing alright today? Hello, Lux. Yes, I'm doing okay. My voice is kind of starting to get shot, because I've been talking a lot, through work, as well as this weekend. I just, last night I was doing something with some friends, and then today, from noon to 8, Brogan and I were playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Because they don't call it Yakuza for some reason, which is hilarious to me. But it's another game in the Yakuza series, so. We were playing that together, and it's hype as hell, and so I was laughing a lot and getting real excited. And so, my voice is a little shot. Just a little bit. It's not too bad. But yeah, so with that, I have been having to talk to people a hell of a lot more in my job, and I don't rest my voice as much as I did before, so I just gotta get used to it again. So I've got a bunch of water here. I can go get more later. It'll be fine. Thank you for asking, though. Well, hello out there, and welcome back to TableTalk, discussion and discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great95. And, we will be without Aiden today, and Boo will be joining us, after 10, as he gets out of work late. I don't know, he might feel too tired afterwards, which is totally fair. So he might not join us entirely. We'll see how it goes. In fact, I'll let him know. Not feeling it when you get home. Let me know. No worries at all. Okay. So, for now, it's you and me. And we're going to be here talking about dragons, as well as the D&D official adventures. Both of these are D&D specific, of course, but it's interesting because I think it was Timothy who pointed me towards this video, and it's very interesting, at least the premise of it. And I figured that we should talk about it. So, let me switch over here, and we'll get started. How is everybody doing, by the way? How are you all doing? Is everybody okay? Are all of your dreams being met? Are you happy? This is a dragon. I guess. But this is a dragon's eye. I hope you enjoy it. But this is the problem with dragons in Dungeons and Dragons from Pointy Hat. Now, we have covered Pointy Hat once before, I think. Maybe twice, I don't think so, but once for sure. And if I remember correctly, it was something to do with a class and how it was not good. In fact, I can find out right now and tell you exactly what it is. And I remember that being like, oh, let's fix this class. And I was like, okay. Do I remember if it was a good video or not? No, I do not. I do not remember that whatsoever, but it's fine. Nice, can watch the show tonight. Hell yeah, Slay. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Whoops, not title. I don't need the title to contain Pointy Hat. Sorry. Description. Pointy. That should get me there. Really? That can't be right. Really? I thought we had covered Pointy Hat at one point. No? Am I going insane? I feel like I'm going insane. It might be that I watched it just to see for a video, but okay. Anyway. Weird. I could have sworn we had. Oh well. Not too big a deal. It's the first time. Feel like this is the year I can finish a stream. Hell yeah, JR Sonic. You can do it. What's this? An overabundance of dragons in the dungeon? My briefcase full of dragons ought to put a stop to that. Exactly. So, like I said, this is from Pointy Hat. It's about dragons. It's a 30-minute video. So get strapped in, boys. We're gonna be covering 30 minutes of somebody who doesn't like dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. And from what I was told, at least from Timothy, it doesn't make sense. So we shall see if it continues to not make sense as to why dragons won't be good. And then the second video, I don't know, it's like 8 minutes, and I doubt it's going to be too good either, considering. But we shall see. So, without further ado, actually, one more further ado. This is the last episode of this year, of the 4th year of TableTalk. We posted our first video at the end of January. So next week we'll be starting year 5, season 5 of TableTalk. I hope you're all as excited as I am, because yeah, it's good. I'm glad. Let me just confirm really quick that I'm not full of shit, because I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But then again, sometimes my brain is a big old dummy, and I don't know things. And for some reason, it's not showing me all of what I need. There we go. Yep, it was published on the 31st of January in 2022. Or, sorry, 2020. Bleh. Yeah. Wow. So, very cool. Hello, Timothy. How are you doing? Isn't the whole joke about, and is that there isn't a lot of carbs? For what? Hell yeah, season 5. Hell yeah. That'll be next week. Get ready. Okay, so, let's find out why dragons are bad. Hey? Why there's a problem. I don't understand. Let's do it.
Dragons are certainly a thing in D&D. They are actually one of the Ds of D&D, the second one. Dragons get a whole creature type to themselves in the game. 4 different stages depending on whether they are old enough to drive or vote. Entire books devoted to them, like 100 different weird cousins to beef up that monster type that don't get invited to the Dragon Christmas office party. And I don't love them. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm Pointy Hat, this is D&D with a twist, and we're finally talking about the dragons of Dungeons and Dragons. So what?
Oh, isn't the whole joke about D&D that they don't have a lot of dragons? There are a lot of dragons in D&D. So I've never heard of that being a joke, but fair enough. Are we doing my video? We're doing the video that you have pointed me to, yes. For sure. Because it boggles the mind that somebody would say that there's a problem with dragons. So I need to know what the problem is, you know? If it's just I don't like them, then this video is going to be worthless. But if there's a mechanically they don't work this way, or there is a, like, I don't know, if you implement them like the book itself says, then they don't work or something, like, then we can have a conversation. But if this is literally going to be preference, we're not going to get anywhere. So yeah, let's see.
When I think of dragons, I think of...
Oh, Christ. We're really doing a TikTok?
In this...
Okay. If you like TikTok, that's fine. Most of the time I see TikToks, it's just cringe. And... I'm an old man. It's fine. I'll admit it. I'm an old man. Maybe it's just me. It's fine.
D&D with a Twist Dog and Pony show series. I talk about a D&D thing, tell you a bit about how it goes, I poke it with a stick a little to see what it does for the game, and then I give you a whole free thing at the end of the video to use in your D&D games. And I may have, you know, mentioned once or twice in other videos that I'm not the biggest dragon fan around. I don't want to hear more crying about how I hate dragons. You have impossibly cool treasure planet ships, and you give these guys dragons? Whatever, I hate dragon. Dragon-free channel, I'm not talking about them. I refuse to talk about dragons, you can't make me. I hate...
Why would... So, the fact that dragons can exist in space... well, it's not even just space, it's the astral plane, right? If we're talking about Spelljammer, because the Githyanki use red dragons to, fly around the astral plane, right? If I'm not mistaken. And, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a big fucking dragon. It's so powerful that it can cross the vast oceans of space. And it's fine, you know? It's like at full power. It doesn't need to, like, land anywhere. It can do its thing. It's like a living ship. It's like, not unlike the Nautilus that you see from, like, Baldur's Gate 3 that the Mind Flayers use. Because that was a thing. That was in the lore for a while, back when they had lore. Back when Mind Flayers were allowed to be evil. And they're not even from, like, our dimension, technically, of D&D's dimension. So... is there a I even made... This was a long while ago, and I probably have the notes and stuff somewhere around. But I was, like, making an astral-type dragon that used force damage, because force damage is, like, never a thing in 5e, unless recently more things have been using it. But I was like, let's just make something that is literally native to the astral plane, and it's a dragon, and it uses force damage for its breath, and it looks like a fucking nebula dragon, you know? Like, I don't know if any, like, this is a reference that might go for some of you, but, fucking in, League of Legends, there's a space dragon, and I can't remember his name right now, and it'll come to me later, I'm sure, and if you have played League of Legends, you know it, or if you have any thoughts of League of Legends, you would know it, but but it's like a space dragon, and that's basically like what they would look like, kind of. Less corporeal though, or at least less corporeal looking. It's like an outline of like a nebula of a dragon, basically, in my brain. So, I don't know, man. Aurelian Soul, yes, JR Sonic, yes. Aurelian Soul, you got it. Thank you. Yeah, this video still does not sit well with me. Sorry in advance, you're fine. There are space dragons in Masters of Orion too. Sometimes they'll come to raid one of your colonies. Neat. Come to think of it, there are space dragons in Stellaris too. Nice. I really wish I could tell Pointy Hat about Talathorn. Well, he hates dragons, so what would it do? Except make him go, okay. Or tell you that dragons suck. I don't know. I can't judge yet. I don't know. Haven't played it, but I heard it. Fair enough. Don't play League of Legends. It's not worth your time. It's fun to a point. I played it for fucking years, back from 2012 to... Oh god. Wait. Oh god. It's been years. I don't want to think about it. Okay, let's go.
But wait. I have my reasons. So before you dragon fans come pitchforks in hand into my house where I live and do my dark biddings of the internet in, allow me to...
I'm not even a dragon fan. I just think dragons are cool, you know? Like, I wouldn't consider myself a fan, a fanatic of anything. To do, like specifically for a dragon, in D&D. I'm a Spyro fan, I'll give you that. But, like, dragons in D&D are just cool. I like them, you know? I'm just gonna look at what your arguments are. That's all.
Plead my case. And in order to do that, let's see what these big lizards actually are in D&D, and in general. So in order to talk dragons in D&D, we gotta talk dragons in general. Just general dragon lore. General dragon lore is kind of like an understatement, as nearly every culture in the globe has something that could be called a dragon if you really want to prove a point. From the fire-breathing evil European lizards to the water-type snake Pokemon of Eastern Asia to, I don't know, Quetzalcoatl in Mesoamerica, if you want to push for what is allowed on the Dragon Wiki page. Dragon-like creatures are everywhere, and they are all very different. Some are evil, some are good, some are basically animals, and others are impossibly wise. Some inhabit the realms of 90s
impossibly wise? Wait, why are they impossibly wise? That's an interesting word that you've used there. How do you say that they are impossibly wise when they are a dragon which doesn't exist? Why? How is it impossible that they're very wise? That's the question. There's no such thing as a dragon fan. People just think dragons are fucking awesome. No, dragon fans exist for sure. Like, you can be a fan of a dragon for sure. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. And yeah, okay, yeah. So Mushu is impossibly wise. Yeah, that's an interesting that's an interesting visual to put with your point. Mushu, I would not call wise. He's intelligent, sure, but I wouldn't call him wise.
And some are relegated to outdated gamer memes. The world of dragons is vast and far too boring to get into this video. What you need to know is that D&D can...
Sorry, far too boring? If I stop at every word, I'm just gonna take forever.
Maps their dragons exclusively to what is commonly referred to as Western dragons, as opposed to...
It can be boring to him, right? Things can be boring to a specific person, that's fine. I can't, it's just...
Eastern dragons of places like China, Korea, or Japan. Dragons in D&D are impossibly powerful things, monsters, race. I'm going with race. I'm gonna go with race. They are these incredibly old race of lizards that basically precede everything, including elves. And elves are often assumed to be the oldest ones, so guess they are taking an L there. That also means that D&D dragons subscribe to the big lizard school of thought. Dragons are mostly quadruped lizards with long necks, big wings, and a bigger ego.
What has made them impossibly powerful? I hope you get into that, because I don't understand how it's impossible of how powerful they are. Is it because the gods exist and they allowed it? Or is it because there are many powerful things, and so, like, there's too many powerful things, and how are they still all around? Like, I need further clarification on this, so I hope you give it.
Because of being in the literal title of the game and sort of the poster child of the game, D&D Dragons have had like 77 moments in the spotlight throughout the editions of the game, to the point where very fun people on Twitter call D&D the Dragon Game, and one of these dragons is currently renting the ampersand in the middle of the D's. Cool logo though. Anyway, this means we get
There's many reasons as why you could call it the Dragon Game. One, it's called Dungeons and Dragons, as you said. 2, there's a dragon in the D&D logo. Sure. 3, Dragon Magazine existed for so long, and it was the primary source for information about dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, I think, for a while. I don't know. Fantasy usually associates the genre with fantastical creatures, usually dragons. They're a big part of fantasy in general. So yeah. Oh. Hang on. Looks like Aiden's available. Hang on. Let me turn the me off, and then I will put the everything on. Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. I see. I thought you were gonna be unavailable.
It was going late. That doesn't mean that I would be totally unavailable.
Oh, well, you said I will be unavailable, unfortunately, so I figured that meant the whole time.
Might be.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
I'll be. Yeah. Well, I was unavailable.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
now no longer unavailable.
All good. No worries. Well, hey, get on in here. We're talking about dragons.
Well, the dragons are pretty cool.
Yeah, apparently there's a problem, though.
So are dungeons.
Yeah, apparently dragons have a problem, though, according to Pointy Hat.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is yet. So far we're going through what dragons are, and he's used words like they are impossibly powerful. And then dragons in the wider media are sometimes impossibly wise.
Okay.
Yeah, words like that being used, I'm very confused on, but he hasn't given reasoning yet, so I have no idea where his standpoint is.
I'm willing to let him cook.
Yeah, I am too. I'm just he continues to like say these words that I'm like, okay. I hope you give reasons.
Because like if again, this could just be me doing the thinking for the YouTuber.
Right.
But if the DM is using dragons as a plot device for an insurmountable and undefeatable evil, then it can be essentially like fighting them is going to fucking suck, and sure. I can kind of see that being unhealthy for a game.
It could be, I suppose.
Because most parties are generally going to want to fight a dragon because dragons are cool.
Yeah, sure.
So I can see them wanting to fight it, and if the DM has made it to be like super hard to beat, and also like it has like, you know, an AC of 30 and 800 health.
Sure.
And they don't communicate that the purpose of the dragon is not a boss battle.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a problem with the dragon. Then that's the problem with how the DM is running the dragon.
Most of these videos tend to boil down to it being a skill issue.
Exactly, right? The other thing that has been shown is that the Pointy Hat clearly has a bias towards not liking dragons. Has even cited previous examples in videos of saying, I hate dragons. So...
Well, you're just objectively wrong about your opinion then.
Well, no, I just...
Because dragons are sick as fuck.
Right, I'm fine with you not liking dragons. That's fine. I don't care if you like something or don't. That's not my issue. You're now claiming that there is a problem, right? If there is a real, tangible problem that makes it so that you do not like dragons, then what am I to do but listen to it, you know? But if it is not anything more than, I just don't like them.
Yeah. If the problem with dragons is I don't have fun with them.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that there's more, but we shall see. I have no idea. Let's see. I'm a dragon fan. That's most likely why I didn't like this. I feel bad because I usually like pointy hat. Fair enough. Don't feel bad. People can make bad things even if you like them.
Yeah.
I think he's just using impossible as like, oh, they're super strong and that humans can't comprehend. But they don't exist, so they can be as possible. It can be possible for them to be very strong and possible for them to be very wise. You know. So I don't know. It's
if it's the reason that they're impossibly wise is just the DM decides to metagame the shit out of D&D
right.
5e while using the dragon, then yeah, that's not a red dragon issue. That's
Yeah.
a DM issue.
Exactly. I mean, it could just be hyperbole, but it's just a bad use of the word. That's all. I would have considered myself a dragon fan at one point. Fair enough. JR Sonic says, "Good morning, dude."
Good morning.
Aiden Senpai will see my video pic. That's right. If you see Godzilla, your goal is to run away. True. Maybe you can wait for the dragon to go to sleep and then paint it. That's right. You could do that. All right. Yeah. So here we go.
Like 1,000 dragon families, so let's take a look at some of them. But before we do that, we need to find said dragons, and that's no easy task. If you're doing dragon studies, you will be expected to not just jump to wildly different biomes, but different planes of existence. So you better have access to a lot of teleportation spell scrolls. Or you could try a different way. Did you know there's a tavern out there?
I think I can hear the video through your headset or something. Yeah. I think you're lighting up as things are happening. And I'm hearing like a little bit of echo.
I don't know.
I think it's coming from your headset itself, like it's loud enough that I can hear it.
I don't have the volume that high though.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I'm hearing it.
Let me turn it down like hold on, let me turn it down all the way so I'm muted.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
That can help with this? People don't go there for ale or wine, but for teas and...
No, I can't hear it at all through you. No.
Could you hear it?
No, it wasn't at all through you. Because your Discord light was lighting up and everything, so... Before.
Okay, so it's not my headphones being loud.
Okay.
Input device...
Well, it was just a slight, small, like, echo of it through you, and it sounded like it was coming out of headphones. But that's... yeah.
Does it happen... Hold on, let me just open up, like, YouTube and get a fucking video.
Yeah, just choose whatever.
And then let me get Discord, rather, open so I can see if I light up green. Okay, so I've got like an ad going. Yeah, no, it's not going. I'm just going to quit out of the call, I guess, and maybe force quit Discord.
Okay. Sorry, everybody. I just noticed it. So... we'll see how it goes. By the way, this is probably an ad or something, right? Or is it like a homebrew thing? We'll see. Hello, welcome back.
Let's see if...
So, yeah, keep your Discord open, just watch your thing, and we'll see how it... So, here we go.
Coffees. And more importantly, portals. By simply drinking their magically infused brews, you could be transported to wildly different places and even different planes, as if your mug was...
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it was doing it before, so I'm glad it's not doing it anymore. We're good. Anyway.
Stopping it and starting it again.
Yep.
The old
Next
IT
planar
special.
portal.
Yep.
The name of this establishment? The Many Worlds Tavern. And guess what? They've sent me their magical brews! I don't have a mouth to drink them with. Familiar? I'll go get the box. Yes, as you can see, I have acquired these powerful magical concoctions for myself, and you can too. Many Worlds Tavern is an online coffee and tea company that sells coffee for game nights and tea for tabletop. Imagine opening a box of tea based on magical places you could visit in your D&D campaign and finding dice inside, and other things. That's part of their fabled foliage.
Oh, fuck. This ad is dangerous for me. Oh, this is exactly the sort of thing that I would like.
Yeah, no, it seems
a
pretty good.
subscription service that sells dice and coffee and teas to me, who is a purist about loose leaf tea.
Yeah, it's it seems pretty good. Drugs. No, this is definitely an ad for this. Cool.
I got two pretty, well, they're like $30. Two infusers for teas. One of which I sent to you, Alejo, or showed you pictures of.
Yes, yes, you did. Yep.
And the other of which lives in my locker at work.
Very good.
Loose leaf tea and herbal series they recently rolled out, with only 1K bags available each first of the month. And each bag contains stickers, cards, and actual magic spell cards, and a full set of dice. Imagine
cool.
what an incredible Christmas gift this would make for any coffee or tea lovers in your life, including you. I bought Sage's Gate for myself with my own Earthling money at PAX Unplugged, and I absolutely love it. And I'm not much of a tea drinker myself, so that says something. So if all of this sounds good, the first 100 people to use my code POINTY10 will get 10% off of their orders at checkout. That's right, this one is limited, so think fast. The link to Many Worlds Tavern is the first link in the description. The discount code is POINTY10 once again. And thank you Many Worlds Tavern for your sponsorship. And now that we know how to get to these dragons, let's find out which
really
different
like the pointy hats art though.
Yeah, it's good art for sure.
No, never mind. I'm not going to randomly throw shade at another channel that I actually like. They do this. They have an avatar on screen emoting, and it fucking sucks.
Fair enough. Sitting here hoping I'm not crazy thinking this was bad. Well, we'll see. Actual magic spell cards, that's a big promise right there. That's right. If you do it, you'll do real magic in real life.
You know, that would be a pretty cool location to have in your world, though. Like a magical tavern where they serve you a drink and they make a potion that transports you to a certain plane.
Yeah, it could be neat. It wasn't, am I crazy in thinking the yawning portal, that, has a tavern, and then you can go to different places through there or something, or am I...
Maybe, I don't know a ton about the yawning portal.
I don't either, that's the thing. I only remember, slight things of it being a tavern and such.
I will do some research
Alright.
for it,
Hopefully he doesn't convince me dragons suck. I don't think he will. But then again, I don't know.
Dragons are out there. First, we're gonna talk about the two biggest and most well-known ones, chromatic and metallic dragons. Chromatica dragons are based on the colors of the rainbow, and they are evil. Yep, I was also surprised when I first started playing this game and I found out that the technicolor ones were the mean ones. Chromatic dragons are said to be greedy, egotistical, aggressive, dumb, silly, goofy, lazy, total uggos, super fake. Wait, no, sorry, I mixed up my notes with the diary of a metallic dragon. Cut. Their scales are, you guessed it, one specific color, and each color is tied to a specific breath. Red being associated with fire, black being acid, blue being lightning, green being poison, and white being Christmas. Those are the main ones, but someone must have shown the guys at WotC a coloring book or something, because we got a bunch of extra colors in older editions, with brown dragons that breathe acid, again, purple dragons that breathe psychic energy, and pink dragons.
Well, no, they do a psychic wave from their thing. And that's a Monster Hunter. That's a Monster Hunter right there. Sorry. I'll let him do the thing because it's a joke probably, but um, I would have appreciated had you actually associated the color with what they are actually like portrayed as being, because red is tyrannical, green is sneaky and deceitful, blue is
The pretentious, I thought.
I think
They're,
so,
they're
yeah.
like egomaniacs.
Yeah,
Like, well,
yeah.
more so than most dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Like they and then the whites are the least intelligent, so they're
Yeah,
more like
whites are
beasts.
bestial.
Yeah, bestial,
Yeah.
that's the better way to say it for sure. Um
By the way,
yeah.
did research on the Yawning Portal. It
Yes.
is a tavern. It had two wells, the first of which is like in between the bar where you order and like
Yeah.
where you sit down with your food. And it's fucking big. It's like 40 feet like diameter.
Yeah.
And is a only publicly known passage to the Undermountain. Um,
Oh.
it has a second well, which is like used for drawing up water, like
Yeah.
in the back by the kitchens.
Yeah.
Um, but that well apparently look at it. It led directly to a total of two areas. A different area of Undermountain than the entry well, and to the sewers of Waterdeep. It also led to the Pool of Loss, which is a portal to Hades.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't necessarily have, okay, it just has entrances to the places. Okay.
Yeah,
Neat.
it sounds like a very cool location.
Yeah, that's why they made it into a module. So, fair enough. Cool. Um Can we? Oh wait, there's a potion that can transport you to another plane. It's called LSD. True.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, I will be right back.
okay. Can we have pink dragons though? Yeah, I don't see why not. Right? All these other dragons were from older editions, and you can probably go back and like just take them and scale them up, because there are ways to convert to 5e if you want to use 5e, or you can just play the older editions. Pink dragons breathe communism. That's true. First thing that got me, he's dumbing down the dragons too much. Yeah, it's, I don't know why. He's just kind of listing how they are and not, because he goes through each of the colors as well, and then says what they can spit as their attack, but then doesn't like tell you anything about them, you know, which is weird.
Of extra colors in older editions, with brown dragons that breathe acid, again, purple dragons that breathe psychic energy, and pink dragons that breathe bubbles. Let's not dwell deeper into that. Let's move on. And like a bunch more. But the more important ones are the big five: red, black, blue, green, and white. And I'm not the one saying that. The chromatic dragon's literal queen, Tiamat, agrees. Since she has 5 heads, and I don't see any of them being purple or brown or pink. The fact that Tiamat is the god of chromatic dragons, and also a literal archdevil from hell, kinda clues you in that these guys...
Well, she's not an archdevil. She's just trapped in hell. But, okay.
might not be all that nice. That's right, chromatic dragons are yet another victim of my dreaded nemesis, alignment rules. But for each bad dragon... No, stop. Do not Google that. There must be good dragons, and that's where metallic dragons come into the mix. Metallica dragons, as opposed to chromatica dragons, are the good ones. Technically. I mean, they tell us they are, and it says so on the stat block, so I guess. They are said to be altruistic, righteous, brave, kind, valiant, beautiful, super loyal, the best BFF you could ever have, not fake like Kelly or Jen from biology. Oh god, this is the Metallic Dragon Journal again. Cut.
She's super thick, she's super pretty.
Metallic dragons, you...
I understand it's supposed to be a joke. I just want information, really. It's not a knock against the video. I'm just already tired of the cuts to TikTok and the jokes that do not make me laugh. That's all. And again, just listing out what like overall one of the dragons are. in terms of a broad spectrum of personalities and not associating each with what it is. We could do a deeper, like, you made a 30-minute video. You could have, like, gone into a little bit more detail about each of these dragons, but that's fine. Talithorn is none of that. That's fine. This is the thing. At the end of the day, we have the alignments of dragons and all that. And that's fine. Like, you can have your dragons be a certain way or not, at the end of the day. But if we want to go... Welcome back. If you want to go by raw rules, we do have these dragons are good, these dragons are bad. That's fine. But in your own games, you can change it however you want, Like, there's no reason not to. But I'm still, like... I'm just hoping for us to get past this point of let's describe each of the dragons very poorly and get to the problem.
Guessed it, have metallic scales. Good job. These kinda track 1-to-1 with chromatic dragons, except that metallic dragons get 2 breath weapons. Gee, metallic dragons. Why does Bahamut let you have 2 breaths? Anyway, gold dragons have both a fire breath and a weak...
3 types of metallic dragons and, like, 5 or maybe 6 types, depending on your lore of chromatic.
Wait. I don't know. There's copper. There's...
Copper, silver, gold.
Silver, gold. Then there is... because each of the 5 has a counterpart, as far as I remember. In the book official.
There are only 3 metallics.
Hold on, let me get my PDF really quick, just so that my brain doesn't explode.
Because I was always like, yeah, that's why the metallic dragons are so much more powerful, is because, like, they're really rare.
Maybe. To be fair, I haven't looked at dragons in forever, so I could be completely wrong. Dragons.
The way I always
86.
understood it,
Sorry.
the way I always understood it was that metallic dragons were generally good aligned.
Yeah.
Were super powerful and, like, super fucking rare. Chromatic dragons were generally evil aligned, or I tend to run them more self-interested.
Exactly. Which is evil in terms of D&D.
Yeah,
right.
They're evil, like, from this point of from the stance of a human society.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So the metallic dragons are brass, bronze, copper, gold, silver.
Is there an electrum one?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, those 4. So, yeah, silver, gold.
An electrum dragon that is actually fucking useless.
Yeah. Silver,
it's
gold,
like,
copper,
hey guys, could you do this?
bronze.
These people are being real problematic, and, like, never does anything to help.
Yeah. Brass.
I
yeah,
would love that.
4. Yeah. Yeah, there's only the 4. Okay. And then there's the 5 of the chromatic. So, at least from the main stuff, because then you also have, other things from older material. So, but yeah, I mean, and the 2 breath weapon thing, now my brain needs to see that, because I don't remember that at all, but then again...
Yeah, I don't remember that either. What do they have? Fucking force?
No. From what I remember... Oh, shadow dragons as well, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
So green...
Well, are shadow dragons even canon?
Yeah, they're in the book. They're in the monster manual.
Okay.
But they're their own thing, really. They're just a corrupted whatever dragon,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering how they fit into the whole, like, Tiamat versus Bahamut thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Brass dragons, ancient brass dragons have fire and sleep. Okay. Oh, yeah, they all do. Okay, yeah. Fire and sleep for brass. Bronze has lightning and repulsion. Bronze. Yep, bronze. Copper has acid and slowing. Um,
And that actually is sick as fuck.
it is. Gold is fire and weakening.
Cupric acid is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's fucking poison, not acid.
Yeah. Silver
Yeah,
is cold and paralyzing. Oh Jesus.
Ugh.
Oh God. Um. Yeah. So they have two breaths. Neat.
Vietnam flashbacks of like that sounds like a Monster Hunter enemy.
Yeah. Steel Dragons too. Steel Dragons are not in the official 5e monster manual. There's plenty more in like expanded stuff, and Crystal Dragons in Stellaris, you can use one as the Race's portrait if you play Ithivor. Yeah, Crystal Dragons exist in D&D as well. They were back in 3.5 as well. And I think they were reintroduced by some supplemental stuff. I think they were third party. Shadow dragons are just edgy dragons. I don't remember specifically why they exist. I think it's like the Shadowfell infected them or something. I'll tell you in a second. Now I need to know because
I guarantee you that's what it is.
I believe so. Yeah.
I also very commonly accept the existence of orange dragons.
Sure. Shadow dragons. Let's see. They were in the plane of shadow, and over years they get corrupted. Yeah. So yeah. There you go.
That's how
Shadowfell.
Yep. Made.
Yep. So there you go.
Weakening breath that gives you disadvantage on strength saves. Copper dragons have acid and slowing breath. Bronze dragons have electrical malfunction breath and a repulsion breath, also known as garlic breath. Silver dragons have a cold breath and a paralyzing breath, which sounds like the same one. I think this one here might be cheating. It doesn't count as a second breath if you're just freezing them still, like Frozone. And finally, brass dragons.
That's not what it. No,
paralyze
is a condition. Paralyze is a condition. It's completely different than being frozen.
Yeah, sure, you can headcanon the two together very conveniently.
Yes.
And it would not be, like, it would be pretty cool, but, like...
Yeah.
That's not paralysis.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can headcanon it.
Yeah. Are orange dragons in the books? Not in the official stuff, no.
No, they're fan stuff. I just think they're neat.
Yeah. Lithivor, though, it's actually called lithoid with lowercase l in Stellaris. Lithivor was from Master of Orion too. Oh, okay. Same thing though. They both eat rocks. Lithoids are actually made of rocks too, though. Oh, okay.
Get a sleep breath and a fire breath. I guess poison was too evil for the goody two-shoes dragons. Anyway, these guys also come with weird cousins that they don't want to invite to Thanksgiving dinner. Iron dragons are part of a subcategory of metallic dragons called ferrous dragons. Jesus, there's just so many of these lizards, my god. And they're said to be mean and sometimes evil. So who knows why metallic dragons are said to be always good? Guess they weren't. Or yes, I don't know. These guys are not in 5e, who cares? Mercury dragons breathe poisonous light? Okay. And are also said to be insane.
So here's my question to you.
Yeah, because they have fucking mercury, dude.
Here's my question to you. What do they matter at the moment? Like what, like I'm trying to find out your point
I guarantee you his issue is that there are so many types of dragons. They occupy so much of the like real estate of the monster manual that are just dragon, like goblins, for instance, right?
Right.
A goblin is a goblin is a goblin, but dragons, there's 20 different types.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like it's the video. It just seems like we're gonna go for every single type of dragon, which is fine, I suppose. Because it is problem with dragons in D&D, but like I don't know, some of these aren't even like official dragons in D&D 5e if we're going by that. I don't know Like, which edition are we going for? Because if we're gonna talk about dragons, why not talk about the one with the most dragons, which I think is 3, because it had the most
Yeah,
supplemental
like,
material.
This video kind of is just him complaining over the fact that people find dragons cool.
So far, yeah. I'm waiting for the problem.
Like, this is literally a stop having fun moment.
So far, yeah. I don't know. Mercury dragons rock. They seem to be quite liquid, in fact.
Dude,
Okay, moving on.
still want a dragon with a very rock focused, like a rock and earth focused. I just want Garchomp. I just want Garchomp.
If you look into the brown dragons, I think those are more that way. I don't remember.
I want a flightless dragon
that
just jumps super high and super fast.
Ooh, yeah.
And fucking is almost like Boulette style in
Yeah.
how it hunts.
I get you. That'd be cool.
It's like chromatic dragons have the
Garchomp.
Yeah.
Dommy Mommy Tiamat. Metallic dragons have their own daddy Dom, Bahamut. The things I get up and say on the internet where people can hear me.
The things you script for yourself.
Bahamut is
Yeah, exactly. Like every time you make a joke and then you go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, okay, like
the king of metallic dragons and their patron deity. He doesn't get fight heads to do comedy bits with, but rather platinum scales that are super powerful and indestructible and impossible to break, and no spells can go through them or like around them, and also no swords or nothing. Oh, sorry. This time it isn't a metallic dragon journal.
Yeah, wow, it's almost like Bahamut's a god.
yeah, I was gonna say. Also, he has a stat block, so
the barrier to entry of anything like that could be considered a god
yeah,
is like can take down 2 or 3 Tarrasques.
yeah, exactly. Like,
but just a drawing by a 6-year-old with notes around it? Fascinating. Bahamut's eyes are inflicted with Mary Sue fanfic disease, said to change color with his mood and be impossible to describe. With the horny detail, go off. And he's also just said to be a very chill guy that doesn't believe in retributive justice and champions forgiveness after due punishment, right down to being an actual deity of justice.
No,
Cool.
hold on, no,
Yeah,
we're not stating by...
I don't know what's happening. I don't understand anymore. Where did horny come from? I don't... Why are we... Where did that even enter the picture?
It's a god, dude.
And
you know what? If you look at Zeus, Zeus is also pretty middle schooler.
Yeah. And, like, things being unable to be described being a god is, like, a kind of a standard.
Yeah. Zeus is actually horny.
Yeah, that's true. I need to hear it again, because I need to know what the fuck we're going for. Like, where are we?
I don't know. These guys are not in 5e. Who cares? Mercury dragons breathe poisonous light?
But whatever.
Okay. And are also said to be insane. Great. Okay, moving on. Just like chromatic dragons have the Dommy Mommy Tiamat, metallic dragons have their own daddy Dom, Bahamut. The things I get up and say on the internet where people can hear me. My god. Bahamut is the king of metallic dragons and their patron deity. He doesn't get fight heads to do comedy bits with, but rather platinum scales that are super powerful and indestructible and impossible to break, and no spells can go through them or like around them, and also no swords or nothing. Oh, sorry. This time it isn't a metallic dragon journal, but just a drawing by a 6-year-old with notes around it? Fascinating. Bahamut's eyes are inflicted with Mary Sue fanfic disease, said to change color with his mood and...
Oh, is it because he made the comparison to Bella Swan from Twilight? That's why the horny thing has come into play? Why? What is... Okay, it's just for the joke. So it's a joke. So, okay, I can just move on and not care about it. Cool.
So I'm finding myself doing like, that thing where when a video annoys me, I just kind of think about like, hey, yeah, isn't this cool? And you know, his description of Bahamut fucking sucks, and it just kind of reminded me about how cool Bahamut is in Final Fantasy.
Bahamut in Final Fantasy is sick as fuck. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, hands down, the best Bahamut design.
He looks really good. Really, really good. Yeah.
Which Bahamut has a fucking ton of designs, which
Yes.
that kind of low key does piss me off. Like, settle on the design.
Well,
Like, five-headed dragons are fairly typical across like any franchise, but Bahamut like varies wildly.
well, yeah, because I mean, the original Bahamut was from Arabic mythology, so like,
So was Tiamat.
I know. Well, I thought Tiamat was. Hold on. Uh. Babylonian.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mesopotamian.
Okay. Yeah. So, but regardless, like in Bahamut's original thing, he was an elephant-headed fish that supported the world. So like,
Yeah, and in fucking Tiamat's original thing, it's a fucking feathered beast
yeah,
with wings and human hands.
exactly. So like, they're gonna like do as many designs as they want because they don't care about what it was and they want to make it as cool as they think they can. You know?
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is with Tiamat, they took a completely like a design that they I don't know whoever popularized, let's say Watsy did, of like the five-headed dragon.
Sure.
And they said, "Oh, this is super cool." And then other franchises went, "Yeah, you know what? A
Well,
five-headed dragon is pretty cool."
I
And
think
then for Bahamut, they're like, "Hey, here's a dragon, except here's how to make that one dragon really fucking cool." And every other franchise just went, "Now I'm going to design my own Bahamut."
well, yeah, so the first thing that I would say is Tiamat isn't even like it's a Hydra, right? Like the Hydra was what
Yeah.
they did. And the Hydra has like 17 million designs anyway too.
Also true.
But like, yeah, so like I don't know. With Bahamut, I'm just like, whatever. It's a big dragon usually. Okay. Sometimes it's a person, and I go, okay.
Also, I will be back really shortly.
Yeah. I feel like he's only complaining because there's so many of them, which is a little, like complaining there's too many frogs. Well, there are too many frogs, and they should all stop being so many. So, uh, but yeah, no, I know. So far we haven't gotten to the problem section. This is all just build up still, and it's bad build up. 3 heads is the optimal number of heads to do comedy bits. That's true. I might actually drive my boys insane today. No, I'm just like, I'm not even like, I'm just like, where are we? Like, what are we doing? You know? There's no, like, this is the most shit thing ever because I'm just like, this is just nothing. I'm not getting anything from this other than hearing him go, I don't like dragons. Over and over. Legally distinct Bahamut, yeah. Is there more than one platinum dragon? Depends on if you want to see like different like if you mean in D&D, no. If you mean in media in general, yes.
You know what though? If he wants to just complain about dragons visually, I will kind of support him insofar as I think wyverns are way cooler aesthetically.
Well, I think so too. Wyverns are sick.
Solely because they don't have fucking front legs,
Yeah.
which would like a creature would not evolve to have 4 legs and wings.
Yeah, I know.
One set of wings would be a modified pair of legs.
Yeah, for sure.
Secondly, despite the whole evolution defense, dragons with 2 sets of wings, like the ones in Elden Ring, are like
Sure.
sick as fuck.
Sure.
Like, I kind of like them even better than wyverns, if I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
Even though I know that they're so stupid and would never, like, appear
Okay.
in nature.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, so far this isn't even been about their appearance. This is literally just they exist.
Yeah.
So again, we haven't even gotten to the problem, so I don't know where we are and what
Stop
was.
having fun.
Yeah.
Got it.
be impossible to describe. Whitley, horny detail, go off. And he's also just said to be a
Not
very
horny.
chill guy that doesn't believe in retributive justice and champions forgiveness after due punishment. Right down to being an actual deity of justice. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, but he's like lawful to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the two main types of dragons, and somehow, believe it or not, I told you there were too many of these. We're not even halfway done with these. My god. Okay, let's speed this up. We can always do a full video on any of these. There's just
You
way too
sure
many.
can.
Dude, you've already done like such a really quick piss poor thing for describing what these dragons are and really like giving each personality each and like giving me enough to work with here. So I don't want to see a deep dive on these. I'm sorry, I just don't already.
Pulling out the lightning rod. Planar dragons. Dragons associated with the planes of existence, as if they weren't complicated enough. Although these are actually really cool and less Pokemon-y
And
than
also
metallics
they're
and chromatics.
lawful
You have
dragons.
Like what are we doing? You know?
That's like calling a pseudo dragon a dragon.
Yeah, what the fuck? A fairy dragon, like, it just, if it has the word dragon in the name, it's a
I
dragon
guess.
now. Yeah, it just is.
It is a true dragon.
Apparently. Yeah, there's a difference here because a pseudo dragon is not a true dragon. Fucking fairy
Neither
dragons
is a
are not a
fairy
true
dragon.
dragon. Like, wyverns are amazing because they're technically realistic. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about evolution if gods create them. That's true. I love gem dragons, just saying. Gem dragons are cool.
fairy dragons for the Feywild, shadow dragons for
I might.
guess.
Dude, okay, you don't know
Yeah,
how they're
yeah,
made
there
then.
is. Yeah,
Are you
there
kidding
is.
me? They're just other dragons that are fucking corrupted.
Hey,
So
hey, you know what? You know what? I can very easily give this an evolution defense as to why, like, there's fairy dragons and pseudo dragons and
Okay.
shadow dragons. Do you know what carcinization is?
yes I do.
So for anyone in the audience who might be unaware,
I'd be surprised.
evolution has, yeah, I would be surprised too, but I just want to cover my bases. Evolution has a tendency to make things crabs.
Yes.
What about if like there's all of these universes and planes? What if nature in those planes all tends to make things that are evolutionarily like dissimilar, but they're all dragons?
Yeah. Fucking
Why we-
dragonborn exist. Like, humans have already become dragons. Quote unquote, you know? Hell, back in the day, in 3, the way that you became a dragonborn was that you were a human and you did a ritual of like putting yourself inside a dragon egg every fucking time or something. There was something weird about it where you like covered yourself in an egg at the end and then you emerged as a dragonborn. Like that was a
Weird.
thing. Yeah. It was just that dragonborns were just like ascended humans, quote unquote, you know, they were just evolutionarily different because they did a whole thing. That's not the case anymore. They're their own thing. But yeah,
That'd be a dragonborn lich would be pretty fucking sick.
it would be. Yeah. Better make sure Komodo dragons get in there. That's right. Yeah, hate them so much. Dragonborn are because dragons want to fuck other things sometimes. No, that's half dragons. Half dragons are because dragons want to fuck things. And usually that results in people dying. But if they don't, they make a half dragon, which usually results in them dying. But then they have a half dragon who is just a person who is half dragon. I went on a deep dive at one point and I was like, what, why? What happened to these?
I had a campaign that featured dragons very heavily.
Yeah.
It was the campaign where I played the Necromancer Paladin,
yeah.
and the big bad was Tiamat.
Yeah. So, we're 9 minutes in. 9.5.
Yeah, we did a lot of cool things with half dragons.
I bet.
Planes get stuff like radiant dragons, who are basically angel dragons, or battle dragons, who are like Viking dragons that love a fair fight. While the evil lower planes have stuff like howling dragons, who are characterized by being bad crazy, but also geniuses. Styx dragons that literally live in the river Styx, you know,
cool.
in hell, and Tartarian dragons named after Tartarus, who are literal prison wardens of the prison plane of Carceri. Man, these are like 7 times more interesting than the Technicolor dragon or the variegated copper dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. So the fact that you're
Yeah.
comparing them is intellectually like dishonest.
Yeah, I don't. So here's the thing: interest is subjective a lot of the time. So I'm glad you find them more interesting than the other ones. Secondly, if the other ones aren't interesting enough, you can run them in such a way that you think they're more interesting. Like, you have the power. Other people have the power. Some people might not like that these other ones exist. Hell, most people don't know the other ones exist because they aren't in 5e. The most popular, the most widespread version that exists. So, it's fine.
No, dragons are ruining tabletop
problem.
gaming.
They're a whole problem, dude. There's a problem here. If we're talking about who wants to fuck things, aren't all half races half human? No, not necessarily. But that's the most like predominant characterization of them. So the river Styx is in the Greek underworld, not hell. No. It's also in hell. It's also in the D&D hell.
I remember back when I did my campaign, I had like half races that is like half halflings, which are like biologically pretty similar to like a mix between a half dwarf and a half elf.
Yep.
I called them quarterlings, or
sure.
like half gnome, half elf, like
sure.
Nelfs.
Sure. I fucking the Dampiers were half vampires, you know? Like I think I'm 100% about half elf or half orc or half whatever being like any race and that other race. Like, that's fine with me. You know, I want to see more of that out there because there's more creativity that you can do.
Yeah.
Because if
half giant, half orc.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we can have them have the half traits, maybe mix and match, and then we have like infinite amounts of possibilities. Because fuck it, why not? You know?
Half Aarakocra, half Dragonborn's a pretty good mix.
Yeah, there you go.
Or half Aarakocra, half Kenku.
Sure.
More of these, please. Gem dragons. If we had good dragons and bad dragons, stop it. Stop it with a joke. We of course needed neutral dragons. These guys have, how did you guess, gemstone scales. And they generally keep to themselves and don't meddle with anything ever, and were generally created so that DMs can give you someone to beg at for help for like an hour before they decide to actually help you. They are also all psychic themed because of their dad, not Bahamut, but Sardior, the first gem dragon and the product of Bahamut and Tiamat's
Why are gem dragons problematic? Gem things exist of other like monsters.
You don't understand. They exist.
Oh, right. Sorry, might be.
We haven't gotten to the problem still. Like, we just haven't. He's just listing
Sardior has since exploded, and we don't have time to get into it. Moving on. Standouts among gem dragons are amethyst dragons, who are the most powerful of the gem lizards, purple enjoyers rejoice, and topaz dragons, who are just my favorite because they are said to have like no social graces and just be generally a pain to talk to, but also really love beaches and explicitly the feeling of the salty breeze on their skin. Copacabana dragon is the best dragon. Long dragons, romanized long with a U for no good reason, and literally meaning dragon in Chinese, joining the Chai Tea and Ahituna Hall of Fame of bad names.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
Yeah, cool. Non-bread also exists.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but like, that's just a fun little thing. I like that. Just because it's like, yeah, those do exist. We do things stupid a lot. Hey, Pizza Funk.
Resident Eastern Dragon representation in D&D. They were introduced with Kara-Tur, the D&D setting of Discourse. Long dragons are more celestial than dragon, as they are part of the celestial bureaucracy in the setting they come from. This is kind of accurate. Some dragons did serve a divine role in Chinese mythology, but many also absolutely didn't. So I guess the bureaucracy part is accurate though. They are tasked with specific things, like defending specific places, like rivers, or tasked with making sure that things like, I don't know.
Oh god, you use Shang-Chi footage. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
So this image still,
Yep.
I listen to Rain when I sleep. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
like my standby video.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
I love the Rain from this video.
Rain happen. What time is it? Oh god, I'm so bad at this lightning round thing. Okay, engaging extra lightning round for the really
So what's the point here? You've made your point that there are a lot of fucking dragons. There's no problem yet. I don't understand. Please get on with it.
And
Weird
damn near half his video on it too.
I know. And we're going to spend even more time now, so it's going to get to the halfway point. This is not necessary.
cousins. Brain Stealer Dragon, Mind Flayer Dragon. They happen when a Mind Flayer tadpole infects a dragon, and they are surely not a good idea for Mind Flayers to make, since they are known to turn on them. They have a Mind Flayer tadpole breath code. Gross. I wish we had seen these in Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, dragon turtles. Exactly what it sounds like.
Here's the problem.
Not a
Dragon turtles aren't dragons.
Turtles.
Oh my
Dragon
god.
turtles, dude.
They're turtles that are big.
It's a turtle.
They're big fucking turtles. That's the only reason why they're called dragon turtles, because they're huge fucking turtles.
It's an amphibian that a lot of, turtles are reptiles.
Yes.
It's an amphibious reptile.
Yes. Like,
It's big.
what? And before that, mind flayers infect everything. Have you seen the fucking beholders that they do? Like,
No.
what? Why are we talking about this? What is the problem? Get me the problem.
Big turtle dragon. These are very much a thing in many Asian and Pacific Island mythologies, and they are
Yes.
generally benevolent, or at least capable of help, and particularly known for their wisdom. But in D&D, they're just a big turtle that loves hoarding and gold and kills people and wants people out of their swamp. I mean, ocean. We could have had Avatar, but we got this.
They're islands.
Yeah. What? So
They're swimming islands.
the role that dragon turtles have in D&D is different from the role that they have in mythology, because they are not anything more than based off of the mythologies.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tiamat has a different role than in mythology too.
Yes. So like, what we could have had many things. Make it. I'm sorry, but like, what do you want? It's already out there. It is just a thing. It is not a dragon. It is a turtle. Make it act however you want.
Great. Song dragons. Were dragons. Kinda. Not really. These ones like to live among people,
What
and
about-
for some reason...
Hey, we're talking about dragons.
Are we?
No, we're listening to a man complain that there are too many dragons, and we've yet to get to the problem.
While he
This
talks
video
about turtles.
This video is 30 minutes long, and we are
What the fuck?
12 and a half minutes through so far, and there's nothing other than I hate dragons. That's all. Even though he says he likes some of the dragons. But fuck it, there's too many, so there's a problem sometime, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll
There's
get
a
there.
problem somewhere somehow.
And also, he's listing some things that are dragons, but they aren't dragons because dragon turtles aren't dragons, and
Yeah.
fucking fey dragons aren't dragons.
Fey dragons or
sorry,
fairy dragons?
fairy dragons, yes.
Okay, yeah, no, they're not dragons.
And pseudo dragons aren't true dragons, so
Like,
like,
he hasn't mentioned pseudo dragons.
no, he did before. That was
Did he?
that was right before the fairy dragons. Yes,
I know we mentioned pseudo dragons.
it was the picture. It was the
Or-
picture as well. Like he put up the
I
picture of
was
the pseudo
probably
dragon.
paying attention to something else.
That's fair. Anyway, this goes on a while. Great. Oh, thanks. Great. I'm having
Oh,
great
boy.
times. It's just dumbing down everything and also stereotypes, I suppose. Hi, Boo. There you go.
Hello.
They disguise themselves as women, even male song dragons. I wonder why. These bard-bait dragons prefer to be in their person form rather than their lizard form, which is not the case for dragons that can change appearance. And the woman they turn into is like explicitly said to be young and very beautiful.
Sure.
Interesting. This is plainly
Dragons-
horny monster.
Yeah.
I tried my very best to find something else, but I truly think they're
Dragons can control their human appearance, dude.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
literally have shape-shifting abilities, like, most
Yeah,
of the time,
and,
so...
like,
And it's kind
Of
of like
course.
saying, it's
Of
kind of
course
like
they're
having a
fucking
problem with
hot.
an elf who's like 1,000 years old and being like, why doesn't he look like a fucking wrinkled old man?
Yeah.
He's 1,000 years old.
Yeah, like. Fucking whatever.
Yeah, there's no,
Yeah.
there's just nothing.
That's
It's
fucking
just,
dumb.
called song dragons because they just like music. That's it. And finally, I know there are like 34 more, but we have to move on.
Oh,
There's
we
too
could've
many
moved on
of these
so
Yeah, so
many.
move on.
Draco Liches. Did you
No,
think
no, move
I
on.
wouldn't talk about these ones? It's what you think it is. Undead dragons with their soul tied
What is
to a
this, the
phylactery.
lightning,
Why would a
lightning
dragon do this
round?
if dragons are basically immortal? Well, most of them don't. As in, they don't do this willingly. Draco Liches are a weird lich in that most examples of them are of dragons that were inflicted with lichdom rather than having chosen it. And so they were forced to walk the path of the Digimon. There's not much to say about these guys. They're just dragon liches. You get it. Okay, so that's a massive
God.
primer on D&D dragons. We've talked chromatic, we've talked metallic, we've talked weird cousins, we've talked general lore, and I've promised you to finally talk about my
Talk about
diva
things that
dragons and
aren't
give you some.
dragons.
Yeah, and things that are not dragons, but have the word dragon in their name, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The problem. Oh my god, please.
13
Something
minutes
for
and
free.
40 seconds in.
I know.
In this video. So how about we give dragons a new twist? So you want to fight a dragon.
Wait. But what was the problem?
Wait,
What's the
was-
problem?
Yeah. Don't give us. Don't try to sell us the solution without selling
Giving
us
the
the
problem.
first.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this again. Fucking I'm sorry. Your jokes aren't funny. I'm sorry. They just aren't. To me.
Buddy.
Dragons are the monsters for people that read too many fantasy books as kids and furries that insist you call them scalies. Dragons
kill
are
myself.
extremely popular as like a fantasy concept. One could argue they are the most popular fantasy thing. I don't know. What can really compete with them? The vague concept of magic? Even heavy hitters like
Yes.
unicorns have nothing on the hegemony of dragons in
heavy
popular
hitters?
culture. Throughout the
don't
globe, in general, these lizards are here to stay, especially in a game named after them. So why don't I like them that much? Here's the thing. In D&D, if you're not particularly enthused by the aesthetic of the dragon,
Sounds good.
if you don't think they look cool, which is where I'm at, dragons really don't offer you much of anything at all.
God.
Here,
So don't use them.
Dude.
So don't use them.
Yeah, first off,
No,
if you don't...
that's not the problem that I have. Are you seriously going to tell me that dragons are only interesting and cool because of the way they look?
Yeah,
Seriously,
that's
dude?
the thing. Like first off, if you don't like something, don't use it for sure. Like that's the first, just the first step. Second step, okay, maybe understand what the thing is you're trying to use then first, because again, you've even in this video listed out that they have personalities. Okay, you didn't give them to them specifically. You gave a broad overview of what the personalities are for their major types, and that's it. And then you said they have breath weapons when you listed those with each one's type, when you could have just put them together and you fucking could have just had a more
Or
in-depth
just
explanation.
Shown a fucking spreadsheet on screen.
Just anything. But if you look at the descriptions of these dragons, and this is page 86. The first chromatic dragon you have here 89 is the first black dragon thing, okay? It says, if you read it, the most evil-tempered and vile of the chromatic dragons. Black dragons collect the wreckage and treasures of fallen peoples, and these dragons loathe seeing the weak prosper and revel in the collapse of humanoid kingdoms. They make their homes in fetid swamps and crumbling ruins where kingdoms once stood. That's just the first paragraph, and that's all I need.
Also, I think I might have missed that in the Black Dragon one. I really like how they build them specifically where previous kingdoms have fallen.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
fucking cool.
It makes sense with how they are, right? Because
It makes me think of Fatalis.
Yeah. The collapse of humanoid kingdoms is something they revel in, so why wouldn't they be in something that has collapsed? You know? So that already gives you so much personality that you can use to make your dragon the way that you want it to be, okay? Secondly, if you don't like that, make the dragon however you want it to be, okay? You can. I don't care. There are alignments, there are guidelines. Everyone's accepted this at this point. Who gives a fuck? Okay? If you are arguing from a purely raw standpoint, please tell me somewhere in this video before you get to this point, because otherwise I can literally just say, what are you doing? Run them how you want to. Like, it's insane to then just say there's not much to offer except for them being cool looking. That's insane. That's insane. That's like saying that mind flayers are just cool looking. I mean, now that's the case because they took away all their lore, but...
Yeah, Christ.
But, like, come on. Jesus Christ, I'm having a headache because of this hat. Sup, boo.
Hello.
See what I mean? Oh, I know. He said they do nothing. That's nuts. Yes, I know. They offer you a challenge. If played correctly, they're very challenging to defeat. I dare requires actual planning on the party's end. That's also true. They are a difficult challenge because, my God, if you play them right, like, and by the right, I mean evolutionarily capable, because they have wings.
Yep.
And incredible stamina.
And they're blazingly intelligent.
Yes, they're incredibly intelligent. So why would they ever come near you?
They're too wise.
Yeah, right. They're impossibly wise. That's right.
Yes.
So
essentially,
now,
unless you fight a dragon in its cave, you lose.
Even
and
then,
even if you fight it in the cave, it's gonna do what it can to get out. It has spells too.
And it also has the layer
actions too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be and it's a fucking dragon. It can take an opportunity attack or 7.
Yeah, exactly. The legendary actions as well.
It can spend a legendary resistance or 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, there's so much that you can do with a dragon. And then, on top of all that, you could talk to them. You could literally talk to them and have them have that personality come out and try to have it be more of a social game, or a social battle, a battle of wits.
You can make like a Draco Lich that's almost hag flavored.
Yeah. There's so much that you can do.
Weird little bits of old knowledge of when I take a sprig off an elm tree that was hit by lightning, and then I wiggle it in such a way it makes fucking, I don't know, thunderwave happen in a 60-foot radius.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, there's a channel on YouTube called Dungeon Dad who talks about old monsters. The hag dragon is a thing.
Oh,
really?
Yes,
cool.
The hag dragon is real.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Haggin.
And it's slightly different from what you were thinking, where instead of it being a dragon that has like hag-like tendencies, it is a dragon whose egg was stolen by a coven of hags and then corrupted.
Ooh.
That's cool too.
Yeah, I like that.
It's very fucked.
But yeah, so
Well, what reason would a dragon ever have to sell its egg to a hag though?
No, they didn't steal. They stole it.
Oh, they stole it. Yeah.
Yes.
Stolen. So now that we're to the solution to this overabundance of dragons, I wonder if it's really going to be the addition of yet more dragons. No. We're still apparently in the problem finally, which is they don't do anything, they aren't anything more than being cool looking.
Yeah.
And
so
this is such a personal preference video that it hurts. Because it's like, okay, cool. What's the point?
When I started out with fantasy, right, I didn't find dragons all that cool.
That's fine.
And when reading through a monster manual and like 30% of, again, gross hyperbole, but it's hyperbole for hyperbole's sake. 50% of the monster manual is dragons.
That's 65% of it. Yeah.
All 70% of it.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Like, if I don't care about dragons, and I pick up a book and like 75% of it is dragons, I'm just going to go, oh, WotC's not publishing stuff I think is cool. This is upsetting to me.
Sure.
But I still had the realization to know this is a me problem.
Yes. Exactly.
And it took me finding like a bunch of weird things like wyverns instead of dragons, pseudo dragons. Like the dragon adjacent stuff is typically pretty cool. Just I don't think dragons are neat.
That's fine.
But I would never be like, oh, WotC, man, dragons are problematic.
Well, the only thing you need to do is just say my problem with dragons in Dungeons and Dragons for the title. And then I have no issue with your video. You know? Because there is not a problem that is universal here. There isn't.
Okay.
There just isn't. You can do everything you want with a dragon if you have any creativity in you. It's just
modify a dragon to be what you want.
Exactly.
Like, I think the standard 4 legs, 2 wings design of dragons is pretty fucking lame.
Yeah.
But as mentioned with Elden Ring, once you slap on a second pair of wings onto a dragon, I go, oh, now it's cool.
So, like, I am glad this worked out. Fair enough. I would have rather have more things to play with than less. Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Me out. I've called this the Godzilla problem. Dragons are cool to a lot of people, just visually. Big winged lizard, real smart, breathes fire, mostly, sometimes. And I understand that that visual is very appealing to many people, and very, very appealing to some of you. And I'm not here to kink shame.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But I'm here to say that if you're not in the camp of dragons look cool, if they don't look cool to you, dragons don't give you much to work with in D&D at all. Godzilla is an extremely powerful creature, monster. It rises from the depths to terrorize Japanese people and be an embodiment of their cultural anxiety towards nuclear war.
Yes.
Dragons are certainly very powerful monsters in D&D. They can accomplish the same thing Godzilla can. They can raise cities to the ground. They can certainly put your players through a tough time, but they are not much more than that. Just like Godzilla.
So here's the problem.
Oh my
Godzilla isn't much more than that. Yes, I'll give you that much. Like, we all love Godzilla here. Godzilla's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give you so many, like, I will concede to you every time. Godzilla's just a big fucking lizard that breaks shit. Most of the time, it's sometimes because he's angry. Sometimes it's because he wants to save people. You know? It's inconsistent. He doesn't really have, like, he's got a personality sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's given a weird one for some reason.
Sometimes he talks. Sometimes he laughs. Sometimes he drills to the center of the earth.
Yes.
Sometimes he rubs his foot on King Kong's chest.
Yep, exactly.
And he also does gravity-defying drop kicks.
That's right.
Sometimes he dances.
Yes, exactly. He is whatever the plot of that movie needs him to be. And that is fine with me because I don't think Godzilla movies are good.
No,
I enjoy the fuck out of them.
Yes.
I enjoy them despite them being bad. In fact, because they're bad a lot of the time, right?
Yes. There's a reason why all the super highbrow attempts at Godzilla always kind of fall flat. Because they don't get the fucking point.
This is the thing. You can do it. Nobody has done it well. You can do it, but no one has done it well so far that I have seen. Okay?
Yeah. That's why I'm like, is it even possible?
I think anything is possible. It's just that it hasn't been done yet. In terms of a movie, for sure.
Okay, fair enough.
But like for dragons, they literally have personality, intelligence, power, goals. All of these things are there for you to play with because you have the ability to, okay? And you can make anything act the way that you want it to in this game. Hell, you could put Godzilla in your game and make him act a certain way if you wanted to, okay?
That'd be pretty sweet.
It'd be pretty sweet. It's whatever you want to make of it. But that's, like, the movie Godzilla thing is its own thing that has been created and you have to experience. In D&D, you can just take that shit and do whatever you want with it, especially when they give you a template. Especially when they give you a template that gives you everything you need. I read the first paragraph of the Black Dragon. That's all you really need to now understand how that thing thinks, and then come up with like interactions, plans that it would do against civilizations, like, or individuals. Like, there's possibilities that you can take advantage of.
And
so
honestly, I want to say that nothing against Black Dragons in particular, but to me, I find them to actually be some of the least interesting of the chromatics. And
Totally
they're
fair.
still that interesting.
Totally fair. That is fine. That is a personal preference, and I respect it. But you wouldn't say that there's no value there besides their look.
No, not at all.
It's incredible that anyone would.
Yeah. And it's weird to even hear it from an RPG person.
Yes.
Because we tend to be pretty good at being like, how can I make this mine? How can I spin this?
Exactly. Mothra fans forever feeling left out. Yes.
Sorry.
Godzilla rules. Godzilla Minus is pretty good. I haven't watched it.
That's what I've heard, and it looks fucking cool.
The fact a stupid, unexperienced person, me, can predict this point of just go, there's so much, make your point not that good. Yeah. Can you imagine if there was as many types of Godzilla, like how many D&D dragons there are? It would ruin him. It would ruin him forever.
We've got Godzilla, we've got Zilla.
That's right.
We've got Space Godzilla.
That's right.
We've got Mecha Godzilla.
That's right.
We've got Biollante, who is kind of Godzilla.
Yes, absolutely.
Slightly.
Yes. You're right. Made from his DNA, so technically counts.
Yeah.
Baby Godzilla, that's right. Godzilla's
Baby
Jr.
Godzilla Jr., that was it.
That's right.
Original Godzilla.
Yep.
Destroya wasn't Godzilla.
No,
in any
Destroyer
way,
was not Godzilla. It was a space entity.
I thought he was something that was a part of the whole Oxygen Destroyer thing.
I think
like he's a result of it, like a crustacean or something, and then he evolved.
To be fair, it has been a while since I've seen that movie.
I remember. I think that's all of them. That's a lot of Godzillas. Oh wait, no, there's Godzilla Earth.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's from an anime.
Oh, that's why.
Where he's like the size of a fucking mountain range.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there was that like. Oh, is that the one where they like came back to Earth, and it was like weird 3D CGI?
Yes, it was that one.
Okay, yeah,
it's the weird 3D one.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
You have the Godzillas from all the different eras, but they're all technically
the same one.
Yeah, they're all the same thing.
So
they got about 7 or so.
Right. American Godzilla is Zilla. Yes.
Yes, yes, that is Zilla.
Ghost of Godzilla? I don't know of that.
I don't know that one either.
Space Godzilla, yes, is cool.
Yes, dude, Space Godzilla's fucking cool.
Space Godzilla is really cool. But like, what I mean to the degree of like what D&D has of like 5 million dragons, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want there to be shit tons of Godzillas, at least at the moment. Like, I'm sure that some of them could be good, and like some of them I don't like, as is evident by how many there are that I don't care for. But like, it's fine. We don't need all that. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't.
We've already got the stuff that they're trying to do now, which is a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Godzilla beating Superman, it's real. Cool.
Yes.
And
Thor too.
I hate autocorrect so much. If the point of yours is why things are bad, is it too much? Is that there's too much? It isn't the thing's fault. It's that your opinion it's that it's your opinion. Yes, exactly. So far it's literally just there's too many things. I don't like that.
Yeah.
They all don't look cool to me. I don't like that. And like that's it. That's all we've got so far. Oh, sorry. And there's nothing that they can do besides look cool. So whatever.
Don't let him know about the Kobold Press books, because they also come out with about 4 subspecies of dragon with each one of them.
Of course.
But they are
Don't worry, I'm
powerful,
sure
but
he'd
looking
treat
at their
them
stat
like
block,
they're canonical.
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't worry, I'm sure he'd treat those dragons like they're canonical too.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
that is really, really where it ends with dragons. They are a threat, but I find they are not particularly evocative to base quests around. A dragon can very much destroy, but based on his stat block, it can't do much more than that.
Oh my
Especially
god, based on the stat block alone, did you even read the descriptions of these things?
I have to ask, did either of you check the comments of this video? I would love
I
to
haven't
see how
yet.
much...
We'll watch.
Okay.
We'll look at them in a bit.
Yeah, because man, I bet
this
he
is
gets
something
fucking
for sure.
destroyed.
I don't know. There was going to be a ghost one, but they scrapped the movie with it. Oh, okay, so it doesn't exist. But there was an idea for it. I got
That
you.
sounds kind of cool, though.
It could be. I don't know.
when like 70% of them prefer to stay in the middle of nowhere in whatever biome matches their Pokemon type. Yes, they are also smart, but so what? Plenty of monsters are also smart. This doesn't make dragons anything special, and nothing in their stat block.
Oh my god.
All right.
Something doesn't have to be special for it to be effective.
Yeah.
Dude. So, who gives a shit about dragons are smart? Like, like kobolds, goblins,
Yep.
wargs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dire wolves.
Yep.
Like
Anything.
yeah,
Anything.
yeah,
Literally
yeah, dude.
anything.
This is kind of like saying,
Owlbears.
Yep.
who cares about how smart Einstein was? I can do some stuff.
Like I just
Gambling mounds.
Yep, that's right. Literally, like nothing matters at that point if you're gonna use this as an argument. Everything else can be
Yeah.
intelligent too. Oh, okay,
Air
cool.
pros, like
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, exactly.
in a sea of unintelligent monsters, looks at an intelligent monster and goes, "Who gives a shit about intelligence? There's other intelligent monsters like mind flayers." It's like, yeah, dude, which are also bad news.
Yeah, exactly. So
really takes advantage of this, other than the fact that it's their spellcasting ability. But Pointy, I hear you say, dragons can turn into people and can cast spells. Yes,
Didn't say
they
any of
can.
that.
Let's talk about both of those.
Strategize.
First, for the spells, most of these are combat spells, so it just goes further towards making them powerful in battle, which, as I discussed, is not the issue I'm here to talk about. They are powerful enough, that's not the problem. The rest of their non-combat spell really pales in comparison to any spellcasting monster. And also, who is running D&D official dragons as spellcasters anyway? Nobody. You run them as big monster things because their
Oh
spells
my
are
god.
so here's the thing. You can make that claim all you want because you have no evidence for it and you aren't gonna give it. That's great. That's just something you can do.
You've established here.
The other thing is, I will give you that raw dragons do not cast spells. That is true. They have abilities that they can use to shapeshift and use their breaths and stuff. But there's also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, an optional rule to make them into spellcasters in the monster manual. Now, here's the thing. If it is there, somebody has read it, which means that somebody, many people probably, have used it. Here it is on page 86. Variant, dragons as innate spellcasters. Blah, 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 blah. Has proficiency plus its charisma modifier. Uses charisma modifier for spells. Like, it's there. It's easy to implement. And if you don't do it, you don't do it. If you do it, you do it. But don't come to me saying that nobody does it. Because magic and dragons are pretty inseparable a lot of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. Colloquially. So having them use some sort of magic is kind of what you see a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Now, if you just go, oh, they just shapeshift in my game, so they're just using the ability, fine, fair enough. Good for you. What are we doing?
Good for you. You dumbed it down.
What are
You're
we
limiting
doing?
yourself and them.
Well, no. Here's the thing. It's not necessarily limiting it. It's just that's how you want to play the dragons. You don't want them to have magic. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to start telling people that nobody else does this, like, it's like, oh, okay, so then I shouldn't do it because nobody else does it.
That's fucking
And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's limiting people. That's limiting their creativity with these dragons.
Oh, Aiden!
Yeah.
Mr.
gonna
DM,
say it?
man.
Sorry, I was paying attention to something else. What's up?
Say it again. Say the thing.
I was saying that what he's doing is limiting people's creativity.
No.
And Boo wants you to say the thing.
Is he gonna say
No.
the line?
No.
No.
Oh,
It's okay. That's all right.
Okay then. What a fucking disappointment.
Mr. DM man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay!
He's on the line. Yay!
It's cool the whole table is here to feel my pain. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Even Bowser has used some magic. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Bowser has.
And he's not as smart as a dragon.
That's right. Bowser
very
has.
dumb.
He is very dumb. I love him for it.
Yes. me
Bowser
too.
has magic minions, but I never see him use magic unless it's in the RPG games. But he uses magic. So
I mean, hell, in I think it was Yoshi's Island. He had the little star rod, and he cast a spell to make him big.
Yeah, technically, yeah, that's true.
Oh no, that was in Paper Mario. I'm sorry, he used the star rod in that one.
Oh yes,
At the very beginning, he
That's
made
right.
himself invincible.
Yeah, that's right. I guarantee people run them as spellcasters. It's a valid way to interpret how they do what they do. Exactly, that's also true. The legendary resistance thing makes way more sense if they have magic. You know?
And that is just something that comes to my mind because I'm like, oh, it's a dragon. It's this immeasurably ancient, intelligent being that is bent on dominating everything around it most of the time. And it's going to use every advantage it can get.
Yeah. So...
great, and because if you're running dragons in combat, you are running Magical Godzilla every time. Running a spellcasting dragon is just not a thing that people do, generally. That'd be so crazy. Super crazy. Anyway, next, for the human thing. Yeah.
So I'm assuming his fix is going to be running them as a magical being. So, great, good, whatever.
Yeah, they can indeed turn into a person.
Do you remember the part earlier in the video, Alejo, where he was complaining about Draco Liches?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do too.
That's right.
I remember.
I remember. True. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
At which point, does it even feel like a dragon anymore? If the quest you are gaining access to by putting a dragon in your game is because they are pretending to be a person, it's not that dragons as a monster are evoking adventure ideas, you're just using a person to make a quest around and then revealing that it was a dragon the whole time. And then you run a good...
So gods that do that also makes them irrelevant, is what you're telling me?
What the fuck is wrong with this person?
What are you doing?
No, I'm telling about the one time Zeus became a stork.
Yeah,
It was a
I know.
swan.
That's what
That's swan.
Right, yes, that's right.
Although if you do the stork, then it's like, oh, the stork brought the baby.
Hey!
Stork gets a little on the nose.
Yes.
Godzilla fight. Again, a fight against a thing that hits hard and has a lot of hit points, and that's it. Nothing intrinsic to the dragon has made that quest possible because they are a dragon, unless it's to give a reason as to why this random person is so powerful.
Literally this entire video is him going, oh, but the dragon won't do anything cool. It's like, it's literally him just complaining that he can't design cool ways for dragons to act.
Yeah.
And acting like this is a problem inherent with dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you're telling on yourself, dude.
Exactly, right? Yeah. It's a self-report for sure, dude. Like, I don't...
It's not very skibbity at all, I must say.
Just don't acknowledge it, Alejo.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right.
Nothing
You're right.
even got said.
Yeah.
I guarantee people. Oh right, Super Mario RPG. He does in Super Mario 64. One is left to assume that he puts the curse on the castle himself because his minions aren't shown doing it, and he also teleports. That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
In the original Super Mario Brothers, the story also says he turned the toads into stone. That's true.
Oh.
This man has never played Shadowrun. Yeah, that's also true. Shadowrun dragons are fucking great.
Yeah,
but, like,
dude, they're fucking oof.
To be fair, like, irrelevant from the conversation, unfortunately, but at the same time, like, it's somewhere you could take inspiration from. So, but whatever.
which case, yeah, we both agree that dragons are powerful. There's also something to be said about overuse. Mythology is an almost never-ending source of inspiration for monsters, adventures, and characters. And because it's so vast, it really, really gets old when we keep going back to one thing. Especially if you don't find that thing all that cool looking. Dragons have had their spot in the limelight a lot. They are bound to become samey and old hat after a while, especially if all they show up to do is destroy whatever the heroes care about. Once again, Godzilla problem. They sure are flammable, but not much else. But I didn't come to this video to complain about dragons and leave it there. And I understand that there's plenty of people, believe me, I look at my comments, out there that absolutely love the concept of dragons and the look of them. So I want to do the impossible. I want to both appeal to dragon lovers and dragon haters. I want to make a dragon that dragon enjoyers can enjoy, but that makes it easy for you to base quests, adventures, entire campaigns around. Hell, even player characters if you want a dragon-heavy backstory. Isn't that what players that like dragons want to do? And why not try—
Well, but why haven't you talked about Dragonborn at all? Like, why haven't you actually even mentioned them? I don't understand. Why aren't you having a problem with them?
Dude, I can't fucking wait for him to come up with his, like, to present his idea, and then it just turns out it's like, oh, so literally just a copper dragon.
Right, yeah.
Or a blue, or...
Like just any dragon you want, really.
Yeah, literally just any fucking dragon.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Like, that, it's ultimately what it was gonna be from the beginning of, like, oh, so your fix is just to make a dragon?
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking great.
Like, that's all...
Try to make dragons feel distinct. Use some of the aspects of their mythology that are often ignored. So I think I have a solution.
I like that idea. Use aspects of mythology that are ignored. Yeah, that's great. That's a cool way to improve on dragons. Sure. You are not fixing anything. Because dragons are not
something.
Dragons are not broken in the way that you are describing them.
Hear me out, hordes. Dragons are known to hoard things, at least in Western cultures they are. That's like one of their defining traits, and it's barely explored in D&D. What if we took that and used it—
Red dragons.
Yeah,
Literally all dragons hoard shit. In D&D. All of them.
That's like fleshing out an idea. It does not equal fixing a problem.
I want to read you guys something on page 86 about chromatic dragons.
Yep.
Page 86 of what?
Of the monster manual, excuse me, I'm sorry.
For 5e?
For 5e itself, yes. Driven by greed. This is the second paragraph in the column Chromatic Dragons. Chromatic dragons lust after treasure, and this greed colors their every scheme and plot. They believe that the world's wealth belongs to them by right, and a chromatic dragon seizes all wealth without regard for the humanoids and other creatures they have, quote-unquote, stolen it from. With its piles of coins, gleaming gems, and magic items, a dragon's hoard is the stuff of legend. However, chromatic dragons have no interest in commerce, amassing wealth for no other reason than to have it. I just wanted to read that for no reason, really. In particular.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks. What the fuck did you read that? It's almost as random as me saying skibbity.
I know.
Sometimes.
There's a I forget where it's from, but like just one place put it as dragons see all of the wealth of the world as theirs. They just haven't taken it yet.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it for sure.
Yeah. Now, I think there are actually occasionally dragons who do a little bit of trading, but they only do it amongst other dragons. That's
I think so. Yeah, I think that's true.
I've heard that there are dragons that do some trading, but only because, like, in situations where it's beneficial to do so. Like, yes, the dragon is getting way more than it's giving out of the scenario.
Unless it's like a smaller dragon being like, hey, bigger dragon, you have something in your hoard. What if I give you like 75% of mine and I get that little trinket that I need?
Right, exactly.
And, you know.
Let's see. The thing about dragons turning into people being a cop-out really bugged me. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, we've already kind of gone over it with just how dragons are in general. Like,
Yeah.
there's no, like, just simplifying to the point of, oh, the thing can shapeshift. And I even said, that just means that gods are no longer a relevant thing to use as coming down and taking the form of a mortal. Or anything that's powerful doing that.
I wonder what he would say if you said that werewolves were lesser because they're usually a person.
I don't know. I don't think you would see the same thing, like the same logic for that. I really don't, because it's the curse that's really the problem rather than the person, you know?
That's fair, I suppose.
Wait, he hasn't talked about Dragonborn? No, he hasn't. At all.
This is only tangentially related, but this is why running a pseudo dragon in your D&D campaign as like a party member's pet is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Because like as a pseudo dragon, he's not a dragon, so he still understands the concept of ownership.
Yes.
And looks at other people's money and goes, "That's not mine. I want it, but it's not mine."
Yes.
But like he can like look in a window, like a shop window as the party's traveling through the town, see like a very fucking expensive goblet, and then just like tug on the Kenku Rogue's feathers and go, "Father, I want that."
Yes.
Can pseudo dragons talk?
Yes. They have limited telepathy.
Oh, I
limited
thought they
range
just kind of
telepathy.
made more like sounds.
No. I mean, they do, but they have telepathy. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling that story. That was good.
Yeah. Very good.
It's it's literally called Dungeons and Dragons. Of course, dragons are gonna get used. Well, yeah, but that's a problem apparently because they're not good at using them apparently.
And then they just look cool. That's it.
And they just look cool, except not to him. Metallic dragons went out the window a while ago. There's thing is to talk to people more than kill them. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. That's just what they do, but they're just the goody two-shoes, and we're never going to mention anything else that they can do.
God, I love silvers.
Yep.
I love silver dragons.
Dragons are near immortal. Like, if you're taking these, like, dragon stereotypes and going, "Oh yes, it's a chromatic, so thus it's evil."
Yep.
Instead of going, well, you know, this dragon's been alive for like 3,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
It probably has developed its own personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, time should really change a dragon for sure.
Yeah.
Like, copper dragons run thief guilds sometimes. Yes,
a green dragon can be good, or at the very least,
neutral.
See the society that it lives in as good cover for like hiding its existence from other dragons.
Exactly. It can still be an evil thing, but it could be doing it for, helping for the reasons of it keeps itself, alive or whatever. Like it's whatever.
It can be a fucking political puppet master.
Yes, exactly.
Its horde can be the country.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, seeing the hordes as just wealth, like just money, I suppose, physical money is like, it's something that you can play with because the horde can be whatever. It can be the concept of owning a country. It can be land.
Library.
It can be libraries. Yes, knowledge itself, right?
That's what golds and I believe bronzes do. Bronzes go specifically. It's either bronze or brass. I don't remember. One of those ones specifically goes after art. Art pieces.
Yep.
Yeah,
so like sculptures, carved things.
They had fucking song dragons earlier.
They did. Yeah, exactly. So like music, like that can be its horde. Like I feel like most of his problems can be solved by having an imagination and reading the damn books. Yes.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
You can make wouldn't that be nice for most people? You can make a good red dragon if you want. maybe it's an outcast to the other reds. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing. Again, if we're going to be super stringent to raw rules, then you're gonna leave yourself no wiggle room. But if you're not, then you've opened yourself up to possibility.
Alejo, I want you to know how disappointed I am that you said rules as written rules.
I did. Sorry, I did. I kind of meant it more as like basic rules, not raw rules as written. Like I didn't use it as.
I said it again.
Yeah, well, I said that was the.
You're using raw like an adjective.
Like an adjective, yes.
Yes.
I wasn't using it as the.
ATM machine, bitch.
Yeah, the acronym.
Yes, it wasn't the acronym.
Technically, it's not an acronym; it's an initialism.
Yes.
I know raw is a word; it would be an acronym.
Okay. I hope the ones that go after art don't start hoarding NFTs. Oh, that'd be so funny.
No, that'd be
That'd
great.
be so funny.
Shadowrun Dragon NFT,
Yeah.
Crypto Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Did I ever tell you guys? I have a one shot, like semi kind of loosely planned.
Yeah.
Around a group of magicians. It could just as easily be a dragon.
Yeah.
Selling NFTs, and so what they're doing is they're taking like a real object, like a real vase.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember
and
this
bringing
entirely.
it
Yeah.
to a pocket dimension, and then making a copy of it, and then selling you the copy and being like, "Oh, this is proof that you do own this vase. We just keep the vase safe for
Exactly.
you." Yeah, I remember
And, like,
that.
Mistra herself was like, "Oh,
This
Yes.
is disgusting.
Yes, 100%. I remember
like,
that.
hires the party to hunt them down."
Yeah, I'm 100% about that.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's like,
Oh, it's so
as a
funny.
god, I cannot interfere. But what I can do is essentially hire you.
Yeah, 100%.
Interfere on my behalf.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's great. I love it.
It's so good.
Yes.
Like, go in and fucking slaughter them.
Yes.
To make dragons that play massive roles in the worlds that they inhabit, instead of living in nowhere swamp mountain volcano, or pretending to be a goblin to live in society where no one even knows they're a dragon. But how do we do that? Hear me out,
how might
times
that
two.
be beneficial?
People. We're gonna make dragons that hoard people. Let's go.
Countries.
Even among the
countries.
widely different
Yeah.
draconic families, there is bound to be those that break the mold, and warden dragons are exactly that. While
So
most dragons
silvers.
hoard prized magical items, mountains of gold, or spoils from previous battles, warden dragons are defined by their hoards, because their hoards are people. This focus on amassing quantities.
It's a dog dragon. It looks like a
Oh
dog.
man,
Look at that.
I do like the design.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
that was
art.
pretty cool.
Good art.
Yeah.
Of
And also,
select
this
mortals
is
as
a
part of their
silver
hordes
dragon.
makes
Yep.
warden dragons inherently social creatures,
That-
whereas many
that's-
dragons prefer the peace.
That was furry art.
Yeah, no.
It's but like still.
You mean
like,
scaly?
that's right.
and quiet of the natural world, or the unending solitude of the ether surrounding the plains. Warden dragons make their home and keep their hordes where people live. Because of their very nature.
Yeah, this is straight up just silver dragons.
Yeah, it's
This
just
is
silver
amazing.
dragons. Except
Wow.
it's actually a bit less interesting.
Hold on, I just
We'll,
want
we'll have to keep going.
I just
The
want to
silvers are my favorite.
I just want to read the silver dragon thing while this is happening.
They're
Hold on.
very, very cool. I
Yeah,
love them
oh,
to
I know.
death.
Yeah,
Why does this? That's what's freaking me out. Why does this dragon have external ears?
because it's a dog.
Because
It's a dog dragon. Because it's a warden dragon, so it's got to be dog-like.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Warden dragons, especially the most powerful ones, end up naturally playing key roles in the power structures of the societies they inhabit. But the differences between warden dragons and other members of the draconic family don't end
I have to
there,
pee
with another
so
important
bad.
difference being how warden dragons grow in power. The juvenile stage of
So
any warden
mad.
dragon starts by finding a specific mortal that matches the horde they want to build. That mortal is soon joined by a small group of other mortals, and as the horde grows in number, so does the power of the dragon. A warden dragon's power is not measured in years lived like it is for other dragons, but in how many mortals have joined its horde. The horde of a warden dragon is not only its most
Oh yeah, no, sorry. This is absolutely a good call out, Lux. Yes. Fucking so the solution to his thing of there's too many dragons and they they only look cool and they don't do anything is to make another dragon who looks cool
Yeah,
to
that's
him.
true.
Who looks cool to him and can do things.
Oh.
I gotta piss. I just you guys talk.
I
Or
love
watch the video. I don't
that-
care.
That I love that his fix is developing a dragon that we were all just like, dude, you can do this for any dragon.
Yeah. No.
For
Like
any dragon.
you don't. Hell.
And it
what's-
wasn't even a quote unquote fix. It was just like very basic knowledge.
And it's just writing. That's it. You have fixed nothing. You've changed nothing. You have just chosen to write a dragon in a way that you like.
Yeah, like
And the other
you just made a character.
And you know what's also very funny? The whole thing that he's going on and on about how, oh, I don't like the way dragons look, blah, blah, blah. This dragon literally looks almost exactly the same as other dragons, minus the dog head.
Yeah.
It still has the wings. It still has the body profile.
It's a lot more draconian than a fucking dragon turtle.
That's true. And my biggest problem is that this is literally just a silver dragon. That's it. Because they don't gain power from their hordes, but they live around communities. They defend communities. They meet the people that they rule over ostensibly.
It literally says they're friends to the small folk. Like,
yeah.
You know,
and like silver dragons literally love people.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I was telling Aiden, they don't. People are not a part of their horde, but they live around those communities. They defend them. They meet and learn from the people there. Yeah. And like. This is coming because right now I'm watching Free Ren at Beyond Journey's End. It's so good! Anyway.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
It's so good. But anyway, you know where I'm going with this then. So the story of Free Ren is basically following an elf woman who was a part of the heroes party who defeated the Demon King.
Gotcha.
And it's 80 years later, and all of her friends, except for one, have passed on.
Oh yeah,
and it is an elf who is well over 1,000 years old, dealing with the mortality of her friends.
That makes sense.
It is so heart-wrenching at times, and also very heartwarming. And you just transplant that to a dragon. This dragon's gonna live 10,000 years, however long. It could honestly probably live forever if you want it.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally, I think in the lore, it's if they want to die, they just give up, and that's it.
Yeah, they essentially just go into like a chosen coma or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clarify some stuff with the lore. I don't know where you're at, Boo, so I'm going to try to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, that's fine. I've already finished everything that's out.
Oh, cool. All right.
I have not watched this.
Yeah, so don't spoil anything because it's actually very good.
So yeah, long time ago, Heroes Party defeats the Demon Lord, and there is an elf who is like kind of disenfranchised with like life. Like she's already gone everywhere, seen everything, and collecting magic is something that she does as a hobby, and she has a fuck ton of weird spells, like to the specificity of like a hag. Because she's like, yeah, just collecting like magic tomes is like a hobby of mine, I guess. It kind of helps pass the time. And the human fighter of the party is like, I'm going to make that woman fall in love with me, and never fully gets there from what I'm aware of. But like definitely left an impression on Free Ren. And now Free Ren, like 80 years after the Demon King is dead and society has like moved on, all of her friends from the heroes party are dying or dead or nearly dead. And she is taking on a new apprentice mage, and it is like, I'm going to teach you things.
Yep.
And then she also takes on a apprentice like fighter, who was trained by the dwarf in her party.
Gotcha.
And she's going like, oh wow, adventuring is fun with people. Like, the humans are so interesting because you can learn so much about the world by just talking to people.
Yep.
It's a really good story.
Yeah,
It's very good.
It's on my list. I will
That's
get to
good.
it. I will get to
And
it.
it's actually, like, watching through it, Alejo, you actually will like it. There's
Oh,
no
I'm
time travel. There's
sure.
no...
Well, I mean,
They start a journey, and the show is the next 2 decades of them walking across a continent.
yeah, that's fair. I figured that I'd like it. But
But anyway,
yeah.
let's not talk anymore about it, because otherwise he'll be like, oh, they talked about it a lot. I'm never going to watch it now.
No, it's not that. It would just be that you told me too much about it, so now I know too much about it, And then it would be like, oh, what is there for me to find out,
The experience. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. Any dragon type can have an entourage if you want. That's true. Don't think I was crazy. Fair.
Prized possession, but also the source of their power, and the only way that any warden dragon can ensure its continued existence. Warden dragons do not lay eggs. Instead, they select one of the members of their horde, one that shows particular promise and aptitude, often referred to as a prince. Once the time is right, the dragon will perform a ritual with the prince with the goal of transferring their draconic essence into the prince. If successful, a new warden dragon will be born from the prince as they transform into said dragon, maintaining the essence of the original dragon within them. This way, warden dragons literally birth their successors from their hordes. So connected are these dragons to their hordes that the kind of people they take on.
How does the species as a whole grow?
It doesn't.
Because a warden dragon can die and not pass on its essence.
Yeah, you'd think, right?
And if an adult warden dragon only passes on its essence to one person and then ostensibly dies, then that means that warden dragons as a species are unable to reproduce.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So,
Didn't think that far ahead, probably.
It's magic, I guess. I don't know.
Under their wings dictates the sort of warden dragon they are. There are many different types of warden dragons, and these are not defined by the color or material.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now it's like, okay, now we just have everything, so fuck it.
This has become like, oh, and then there's metallic dragons.
I was gonna
There's a whole bunch of those. Ick.
Well, so here's what he's doing. He's taking all of those things and he's replacing them with these.
Yes.
He's literally just saying, oh, all of those things, they're these now. Because there's so many different types, so fuck it, they'll be more interesting this way. And it's like, okay. Like, I'm fine with you making a new dragon, that's fine, I don't care. But I also don't care about this because it's not a fix. It's just another
And just making
dragon.
a new dragon.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. So it's like...
And it's essentially just a kind of reskin silver.
Yeah.
It's a cool bit of homebrew insofar as it already exists.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, all you've done is give me different art, and I go, okay, that looks neat.
I wouldn't have called it a warden dragon. I probably would have called it like a hound dragon or something.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Of their scales, but the company they keep.
Hey,
Magus
dude,
dragons.
you know what? Wait, what's this guy's
Pointy hat.
name? Oh, sorry, I was gonna call him Evil
I know.
Hat.
It's the Evil Hat Productions. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Here's a bit of lore for you for free. Hopefully it can help make dragons cool in your eyes. There is a country in my D&D world, which is minerally very fucking rich. And they're also, like, very warlike. A very good framework for how they act is, like, Noxus in League of Legends. But they were expansionists.
and they would essentially hire out dragons as contractors to do like bombing runs of
Nice.
areas and soften up foreign armies. And then they would send in their troops afterward to like clean up the remains, and that's how they conquered like nearly the entire continent of my world. They take up half of the continent now, and they are severely decreased in power from where they once were.
So
Like
That's
they
fucking
because they
cool.
used up all of their money and then could no longer afford the services of dragons.
Yep.
So the dragons just fucking dipped. And
So-
now they're so much weaker than they used to be and are starting to shrink now because they're like the Roman Empire and expanded too far.
yeah.
Mm.
So I like that. I think that's cool. But he wouldn't think that that's anything to do with the dragons. He would think that that's just to do with the Empire.
Yeah, it's just the people.
Because they're paying the dragons, and the dragons are destroying things, and he needs them to do more than that.
Yeah, but it provides a narrative purpose to have dragons.
That's a narrative
And
purpose to have dragons.
Which was a big complaint of his.
That's a
was
narrative
that,
purpose
oh, you just want to make a human who does things, but also make them super powerful and cool and a dragon.
Well, so what you have done now is made it so that they're super powerful, cool dragons. Like, in his eyes, it would be there are super powerful, cool dragons who took money to do destruction and then left. Like, that's like
Yeah,
I know
guess.
the implications are there of like they made deals and they have intelligence, and so they were, going to fulfill this promise, and then they left because their loyalty is with the greed that they have and everything. But that's not what he will see.
Mm.
You know?
Also, I know this is a complete non sequitur to
Sure.
my earlier point, but I've been staring at this art for a while,
Mhm.
and I think a owl dragon would be super fucking cool with like the inside of its dragon wings
Mhm.
is a shit ton of essentially kind of like spell scrolls where it's tattooed spells onto its wing membranes for it to cast spells from, and its hoard is a library, and it could act narratively like the knowledge spirit in Avatar.
Yeah.
You know,
That sounds
like,
awesome, actually.
that big fucking bird.
Mhm. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
The way I see that, actually, is less tattoos where he has spells like that. Instead, he treats his wings like giant scrolls. And, like, every time he casts a spell from it, the text disappears and he, like, rewrites it.
Oh, yeah.
That would be super cool.
I was sort of taking inspiration from when I made Muscle Wizard.
Yes,
and his
yes.
spell book was tattoos all over his body.
Oh, I remember.
And-
don't worry.
Yeah,
I was there.
Fucking flex in the mirror and go, "All right, I have that spell."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Facebook's like, nah, that has no value. Unlike this video.
Yeah, right. Fucking Christ.
Yeah. So it's a large influx of dragons, even. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's making now a huge influx of these dragons because they're more interesting to him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you put the pointy hat video link below? I don't see it. I've made it so that you can see it now if you refresh, but don't worry about it. It'll be there in the VOD as well.
Horde arcane practitioners. Elder Magus dragons being known to form massive universities where arcane knowledge is exchanged
Well, there
and
you go.
learned. Warrior dragons make their hordes into armies with a strict hierarchy and military training. The members of the dragon's army and horde sharing an exclusive fighting styles taught by the dragon itself. Paragon dragons, on the other hand,
So he doesn't
So
like
basically, you're
lizards.
making dragons of every character class.
Yeah, he doesn't like lizards. He wants them to look like animals that are not lizards.
To be fair, a lion dragon is pretty fucking sick.
I'm cool with it. That's the thing. But like, I also like reptiles, so
Yeah.
I don't like they're cool. They're all cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's
Well,
a particular dragon / draconic thing that I'm a big fan of, and it is the Jabberslythe from Warhammer. Because it's technically not a dragon, it's called a toad drake. Or a toad and a sludge drake, or something like that. And it's ugly as hell. It's so ugly you go insane looking at it. Seriously. It's fucking great.
Orders of knights that all band under a common creed, a strong moral code dictated by the dragon, but earnestly believed and followed by each member of the horde, as they are sent in oath-sworn missions to work towards whatever the oath that bands them together is striving to achieve. Some scholars believe that it's the proximity to mortals and their mortality that gives warden dragons their characteristic appearance. Instead of being defined by the color of their scales, warden dragons can be recognized not just by the horde, but the animal characteristics each of them take on while retaining the reptile-like appearance that all dragons share. Despite the massive differences between each type of warden dragon, they all share the commitment to growing their horde. Some hordes are made out of willing participants that join the ranks of like-minded individuals under the leadership of an impossibly powerful dragon to grow in power and—
Why do you keep using that word of impossibly? Why do
Has
you
he been
keep
using impossibly a lot?
Yeah, he said impossibly a lot of like describing dragons being impossibly powerful or impossibly wise.
Oh.
And I
hadn't
don't
noticed it.
because impossibly is an adjective that for him does not mean impossibly. It
Yeah.
means really big.
I know, and okay.
in their area of expertise. But some others are forced into a life of servitude to the dragon, as the dragon's power grows with each unwilling addition to the horde.
Bed.
Both the servant and the source of power to an
you wanna go to
unknowable
bed?
being much more powerful.
Dude, this is just nothing. Like it's just like
It really is.
I was expecting more. I really was, cuz
Like, more as in it being worse? Or
No, I was expecting more as in like more of an argument. You know,
and not
anything.
just basically anemic
Not
nothing.
just I don't like it. And like
So-
it just makes me tired now because he's just going off on something that's like, this looks neat, this is fine. Like there's nothing here for me to do except go, why do you hate dragons? They do the things that you want them to do. It just makes me tired.
So I've been doing something where when I'm bored, I try to entertain myself by creating things.
Yeah.
And this is another little handy, helpful tip to anyone out there in the audience for a campaign idea. If you want to run a DMPC, make your DMPC a dragon. And then make them a warden dragon like this. Like steal this idea.
Yeah.
But for every for every new person that joins the dragon's quote unquote horde,
Yeah.
make it like attunement almost.
Ooh.
Where the dragon is super selective over who it like attunes to. And it like will only level, or it will only like acquire a horde of like 20 or so humans
Yeah.
at a time. And then make the number of humans that it's attuned to equal to the number like average party level. So like if you're a group of like 4 like adventurers, then it's tuned to like you all at like it gets introduced at level 4, attunes to you all, and then at level 5 it attunes to some party favorite NPC. And whenever, like, in order to keep the party from going, hey, like, you should attune to 20 people right now and carry us through,
Yeah.
make him super fucking selective and be like, no, dude, like, that person, I don't know how to describe it, just their mind feels really icky.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
won't attune to them.
Yeah. And that could be for any reason. It could be
Yeah.
not just because
then-
they're like evil or anything. It could just
And
be
then
like, I
that
just don't
way
like
you
that.
have-
The
Yeah,
vibes are off.
And then exactly, and
Yeah.
then that way you have a DMPC that it makes sense for them as a dragon to scale their power according to like level 4, level 5, level 6.
Yeah.
And like you can dude, it's a fucking dragon. Give it whatever powers
Yeah.
are helpful. Make it a fucking healer dragon
I was
if your
about to-
party needs a healer.
I was about to say it could be based off of who they're attuned to, what their powers are.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
Make
I'm not
it so
gonna
that it-
attune.
Make it so that
I'm not gonna
like,
attune to that guy because he said skibbity one time.
That's right.
Sorry.
make it to so they there is a person to whom they are attuned to like a second level, I guess, of attunement. So like they have at like level 20, they're attuned to 20 people. But once every short rest, it can change who it like who in particular it's attuned to
Sure.
of those 20.
Yeah.
And it could be a barbarian or a paladin or a rogue or a cleric. And it gets different abilities based on who it's attuned to.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all.
That's right. Yeah. It'd be really cool.
By the way, Boo, are you available after the podcast?
I can be. Why? What's up?
I don't actually own Pal World, but I'm like trying to do a little bit of research on it. And I was wondering if you would just kind of show me around and share your screen with me.
I've never actually played it yet.
Oh,
I just own it. But yeah, no, I can do that and just fuck around for a little bit, around and find out.
That's right. There you go. Let's see. I would have thought his problem would only be made worse by the addition of yet more dragons. No, these ones are fine because they're cool to him.
Yet more bees.
Yeah.
Is he suggesting a dragon cult for the Horde of the Dragons, basically? I also want to go to bed. Yeah.
That's true. It's
just
a dragon cult.
Yeah. It's just like there's no value here for me. There's like a cool idea that would have been its own video, you know?
Yeah. It's like, hey, this is the Warden Dragon.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly. This video really says nothing. It makes me sad. I'm sorry, Timothy. I understand why this frustrated you. Not gonna lie, I zoned out what the Hat Man said. This idea makes me think of a sugar mama daddy dragon, which I like, but any dragon that can fill this role, you don't need to make a brand new type for it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
A sugar mama daddy sounds fucking funny. Yeah.
Ugh.
Than any lone member of the Horde. Which method will a Warden Dragon choose to grow its Horde? Only each individual Warden Dragon can say.
Alright, give me something.
How about that? D&D class dragons, wizard dragons, bard dragons.
Yeah, he's
maybe mystic
flat out
dragons.
just saying
Who
it.
knows? I'm pretty proud of them. I think Warden Dragons address my problems with D&D dragons pretty thoroughly. They are still powerful, but they also give you massive amounts of potential quests to base around them that don't necessarily have to revolve around them being a big Godzilla monster that hits real hard and destroys a bunch of stuff. Exclusively, they are way more intrinsically connected with the part of
Alright, see though, here's the thing about like the owl dragon, right?
Yeah.
Where
Solitary.
it's like arcane. If it devoted its mind to, it could be a Godzilla and just go around and break a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's got fucking Cloud Kill inscribed on the inside of its wings.
Yo.
Here's like thinking about it for a second of like having that knowledge and getting a bunch of people and stuff together, right? What if it started collecting hags?
Oh.
Yeah. Like
What if it started collecting mind flayers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I get now it's like, oh, it's picky, you know, all that stuff. But like we can do the same thing with your stuff. Oh, what if I don't like the way they look and I think there's nothing they can do? What about then? What if I do the exact same thing that you've done for every dragon? What if I just say that? What if I just say there's nothing to them but what they look like, and if you don't find it cool, then there's nothing else there? Because that's what you've done. You never referenced the monster manual, so I don't even know if you've read the sections about these dragons. You've referenced that they appeared in previous monster manuals, but that's it. You didn't ever tell me anything else about them because you were in your lightning round, which lasted goddamn forever. It was not the speed of lightning. It was the speed of a fucking hurricane going through Florida. Like, it took its damn time and made sure to destroy everything along its way. All right?
I thought you had a problem with destroying shit.
Like, like legitimately, there's nothing. I can just say the exact same things you said without giving any reasons other than that, and I've done your video except in 2 seconds.
Like, in my world, I probably should have mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
But, there is a, I took the, like, inspiration from a whale fall.
Yeah.
And I made a mind flayer colony pop up around, like, a dragon that died and its corpse fell into the Underdark.
Yeah.
We actually had a video on Guy last week where he talked about this.
Yeah, the magic thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And what I did was the Illithids and the brain, the big
elder brain.
The elder brain.
Yes, thank you. The big elder brain said, "Hey, take me out of my vat and like clean up that dragon's rib cage and put a waterproof like essentially
seal it
blob into it."
Yeah.
And now I have a vehicle.
Yo,
that is a fucking dragon skeleton that I psychically control.
Yeah.
That's sick as hell.
Fuck yeah. That's so cool.
Too bad there's nothing to do with the dragon though.
Yeah, it's all the elder brain, so it's not
it's all
really,
the elder brain.
It's all the elder brain, yeah.
God fucking damn it. So stupid.
I can't. This video is so bad.
It's really awful.
Like, okay.
Like, you can do so many cool things
I know.
about, like, with dragons narratively in fantasy.
Yeah.
If you make how things adapt to dragons existing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Because they are the apex of apex, usually.
Countries hire them.
Yeah.
The elder brains build vehicles out of them.
Yeah.
Because dragons are just that fucking cool.
Exactly.
And have a lot of magic in their bones.
Yeah.
Men want to be them and women want to be with them.
That's right.
I hate that meme so much.
It's so fucking dumb.
It's great.
God.
Dragons have hero in their stomach and heroin in their veins.
Very good. Wait, didn't D&D already have bard dragons, and didn't he talk about them? Yes.
The song dragons? Yeah.
The song dragons, yep. But they're a problem because they don't look cool.
A dragon would be the weirdest, like, heroin junkie ever.
It'd be cool.
A druggin.
Yeah, dragon. It's shooting up like kilos of heroin at a time.
Dude, I'm seeing
its metabolism and legendary resistances is such that it cycles the heroin out of its body so fast.
I'm seeing like I'm seeing like the cyberpunk, like so many syringes that are just huge being all throughout its body and like constantly pumping
like
it in.
Bane.
Yeah, it's like Bane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
very Mechanicus.
Yes.
I'm just imagining it like breaking into heroin labs and destroying them.
Yeah.
Just so that it can use all of the heroin inside.
Exactly.
And once it's used it all up, it goes after the next one.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my god, there's like a dark knight protecting the slums and killing all of these like drug overlords. It's like, no, dude, I'm just after the drugs.
I just need my fix, brother.
Like, I am not doing this for you. It benefits you, but I
In fact,
just
oh,
want
dude.
the heroin.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Like the druggins, they can't fly because they continuously have these drugs just pumping through them forever.
Yes,
the heroin
makes them
ones
too heavy.
specifically, right? So they're sliding through the city. They're going and crushing through buildings and over cars and everything. Just
Ooh.
burrowing through the cities, making their own like tunnels.
Going through the sewers.
Yeah, stuff like that for sure. And just popping out of the ground and going for those drug dens. And they have like big vats that are constructed onto the back of them that have like a built-in suction kind of thing that like extends out and goes and
They get,
just
like fucking singed from leaves.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, and it goes out and just sucks up every single speck of drug that it can get. Yeah. Oh man.
Does it
But,
just
like,
do
oh my
all
God,
of the
it's
drugs, or is it only one?
No. This is specific. Like it's whatever one they're hooked on. Okay, they have to
so
get their apparatus at some point.
Was that why in Florida that guy ate that other guy's face off
Yes.
with bath salts? He was actually just a dragon.
He was just trying to get to the drugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
the other guy wasn't
He
using
was
them very
like,
well.
"Hey, he has drugs in his bloodstream right now. How do I get those drugs in me? I need to eat him."
Yeah.
Fucking poppy
The
fields.
drugs are in his body, and
Right.
his body is right there. What else was I gonna do? Not
fucking-
eat him?
The heroin ones, the poppy
My
fields
hands
are
were
gone.
tied.
Like they just go out and they just start devouring poppy fields just to get at anything they can. Like, oh my god, it's great. I love it.
The
I love this
druggin'.
idea. The druggin. Take that.
Druggin'.
Steal that.
Yes, please.
That was free.
That one is free. We've already done so much work for you to make it work. Coppers are good bards, right? Yes.
Yes.
Dragon. Dragon is bad because dragon. So I fix by making dragon. Yup.
It's also very funny to me, like, we've already pointed out a lot of fucking logical fallacies here, but
Yeah.
another thing that's funny is that basically, if you just give them a furry head, you just fucking
They're
use regular dragons, but just make them a furry.
Yes.
That's it.
Exactly. Yep.
I also find it really weird that he twice threw like really random shade at like scalies.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then uses art that he clearly commissioned from furry artists.
Yeah.
But he also, in the same breath, will go, oh, I'm not here to kink shame or anything, you know?
Uh-huh.
Which is like,
Yeah,
okay.
then why mention it in the first
Yeah,
place?
why even bring it up? Is
Yeah.
it because you feel obligated to for some reason? Like, okay.
Dude, like
It's the whole, I'm
hating-
not
hating-
racist, but...
Yeah.
hating on the furry community went out of vogue in 2003 on the
Yeah.
internet.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think a solution to the problem that can happen if you use dragons wrong is to use dragons right with extra steps. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
And ironically,
100%.
Go
like,
figure, the way that you fix dragons is you write for them.
yes. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's
Yep.
like, man, the problem was that you didn't use them right.
Yeah, exactly. That wasn't a lightning round, that was a turtle round. True. I'm having
dragon
fun.
turtle round.
Yes. A dragon turtle round, indeed. It was
Hey.
gigantic, and it went very slowly. I'm glad you're having fun, Timothy. I want to die.
Dragon turtles are fucking cool,
Who-
though.
Dragon
Who
turtles are
submitted
cool.
this as a
This
video
was
we should watch?
so this wasn't submitted, this was suggested because Timothy we were playing a game. I don't remember which game we were playing.
It was either Cassette Beast or Yakuza.
or Yakuza, and he came in and he was like, so I saw this pointy hat video about dragons, and he said that they don't do anything, and I was like, that's weird, I guess I'll look into that, and I did today, and I was like, it exists, this is weird, and so now we're
And
doing
it's
this.
garbage.
Well, it was a good suggestion. That this is quality stuff.
Exactly. Thank you. Lol, acid dragon, yes. Drug dragons, I love it, yes. Dragon that put
Oh,
on
dude,
huge rave parties
ooh.
from the 70s. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh, copper dragons have fucking acid breath, so
Yeah.
I immediately was like, "Oh, dude, brother, that's cupric acid."
Ha.
Like, oh wait, no, yeah, you could do cupric acid, or even, I mean, dude, it's a chromatic dragon. You could do chromic acid
That's
if you want to
true.
be on the nose with it.
Yeah.
Make it like chromic acid turns green, as it gets really old. Make it so it's
Oh.
just like spraying like green acid, which like also kind of looks fitting because as copper rusts, it turns green.
Yeah, it turns green. Yep. I would love a furry dragon. That's fair.
I mean,
I'm
there
glad we-
are.
Yeah,
Why,
exactly.
why don't we have rusty metallic dragons?
Because they're alive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind
but
of
like
it.
you could make a metallic dragon and then make it corrupted and then
Oh
make
yeah.
it rusty.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, sure.
That's something that we should see more of for sure. I like that idea.
I mean, we've already got Kashala. Do we really need more? Kashala's enough. Fuck him. God, I hope he's not in Wilds.
Oh,
Dude, when you were
everything's gonna be in
talking
wilds.
about
Literally
silver
everything.
dragons and the breath weapons they had, I mentioned to Alejo, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a Monster Hunter
Yes.
monster.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like fucking paralysis breath.
Paralysis breath. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. When y'all thought of the dragon, I immediately thought it has weed breath and makes everybody high. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That type of
That
dragon.
would also be very good.
Yeah, that type of
It
dragon is
gets
just
you-
there to.
It gets you high and then it eats you.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, and
It's-
then it eats you because you're high.
You're
and now
high, yeah.
Delicious.
It's literally just recycling the drugs and giving itself nourishment at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
There's another one from Dungeon Dad that he looked into. All the ones that he does are effectively they're old monsters, so they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
exist. If I remember correctly, it was a yellow dragon.
Oh.
And there was a book where they made like combination dragons from chromatic dragon breeding. So you had
Oh, okay.
purple, yellow, orange, and then another one. I don't remember it.
Mhm.
But the yellow dragon, Aiden, breathes sodium.
Oh.
And it breeds like I want to say it was like I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like pure sodium.
Uh-huh.
And so what happens is the sodium when it's on you, at least when the dragon breeds it, it fucking burns and it fucking hurts.
Hmm.
And so you're like, maybe I should wash this off. And then it fucking explodes.
Ooh, so something I wanted to mention last table talk and then I completely forgot about it is I have a growing list in my server of D&D ideas. One of which is I want to do work with golems and elementals.
Mhm.
And my idea, one of them involved having
Sodium.
a duo water elemental and sodium golem.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, so it's literally that.
Yeah. That's
You
Yeah.
ought
awesome.
to look into it once we're done.
Golem launches these big chunks of sodium,
Mhm.
which, like, if they hit, deal a fuck ton of damage, but like aren't very likely to hit.
Yeah.
But when
yeah.
the water elemental follows up and sprays that sodium chunk, it is like a big AoE of damage.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's a basically a 2-round fireball that requires some setup and initiative, but like
Mhm.
fuck,
That's very cool.
It can
Yeah.
be good. Or
good idea.
like the sodium golem like shotguns out little like sodium
Like
pellets
pebbles.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have a even wider AoE, but it doesn't do much damage.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
When
Yeah.
you spray it with water.
Mm.
But that's a whole thing about golems and elementals. We'll put a pin in that and come back to it.
Yeah. We can do a whole episode, just a bunch of ideas at some point if you want, just to
That would be
go
cool.
through shit
Yeah,
tons if you want.
dude, I have fucking war elementals.
Cool.
Like,
Actually, sorry, I don't mean to.
You're fine.
Speaking of ideas, and cool ones at that. Did you ever wind up ordering Wild Sea and did you get it?
Wild Sea.
Remember the one where there's an ocean of trees and you have saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't bought it yet. No, I
okay.
will. I will though. It's
thought you
on
bought
my
it that
to do.
night.
Absolutely. No, I have the I have the starter kit so still, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I plan on getting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychedelic breath would be nuts. Yes.
Yes.
It'd be funny, yeah. Imagine if people inside a D&D game sell dragons meth or something, and it's Druggin's breath.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Payday 2.
Yes.
It's a Bane is a dragon.
Yeah.
That's right. Also, I love that the episode with my pick is 169. Yeah, well, it's the one to end off our 4th year on, so good job.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we're about to start year 5 next week, boys.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's right.
Also, this I'm just gonna rapid fire through the golem ideas.
Well, okay. You don't want to save them for going in depth?
I don't think they need a full episode.
Okay, go for it. Just rapid fire then.
Yeah. A lava elemental.
Mhm.
Where it lives like basically a rich person was rich enough that they could afford to have a baby lava elemental hunted for and like brought back to them, and then they started feeding it gold coins, and you have a golden lava elemental.
Nice.
That essentially is like a bruiser. A war elemental. It basically has no real body per se. You have to do it like psychic damage to actually damage it, but it will just like start collecting in people and growing a crowd of people who are all like, think like Bloodborne-esque Yarnum, like the hunt that happens in Bloodborne could essentially just be a few big war elementals. Storm elementals, pretty self-explanatory.
Did they not already have? No, they didn't.
But yeah, no, golems and element. Oh yeah, and then of course like the wood golem that looks like a living tree.
Yes.
And like has a fucking big crusher arm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, golems and elementals are just a very good way where you as DM can say, I want to throw a chunk of something at my players. Like
100%.
Book elementals.
Yeah.
Paper golems.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can turn them into body armor.
That's right.
A cool little mech suit.
That's right. It's coming again soon.
Yes.
Like a god's quote unquote heaven should be whatever that god is the god of. So like the god of knowledge has like his heaven quote unquote
is Wikipedia.
Is like an infinite library.
It's Twitter.
And when you have a fucking whole plane that you are master of, it's only natural that golems would start to appear as little servants for you.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, just like like for little extensions of your energy to like birth an elemental.
Oh yeah, if they create them, sure.
Kind of essentially serving the same purpose as angels biblically.
Sure.
Like the god of nature might have wood golems. The god of knowledge might have book golems. And they're just fun little ways that you can say, I want to throw this at my players.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thank you for giving us the idea of the Druggen fan art coming soon.
Oh, yo! Yes!
I would love to see fan art of Druggens. I want to see as many as is possible for everyone to make. I don't care. Like, I want to see them. I have visions in my head, but I want to see other people's interpretations for sure.
I want to see sort of a dragon wearing a gas mask.
Oh.
Yeah, that
But
could be a
like
good one too.
inside the mask, it's just hotboxing itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So like the actual like eyepieces are completely fogged. Like you can see them moving and
dude.
everything, like with fog. Yeah. I get you 100%.
So stupid.
It's great. I love it.
The
At
dragon.
least this video might make a good inciting incident for my villain arc this season. Go for it, Lux. The God of War's heaven is Twitter. True. What's funny, Lux, is that Ares and Percy Jackson uses Twitter and is involved with it. Oh God, of course. Good for that. That makes sense. Anyway, let's see if this has anything better in 8 minutes.
The world in D&D that matters. The part where people and big players in stories live. They're not far off into some mountain doing nothing and waiting for people to show up to kill it. They are
Why don't you just make them not do that then? You know?
This is all your choice,
Like, you-
dude. Have him be active.
If you go talk to your other DM friends that you're like, oh, you guys run these dragons weird and like they don't do anything, then you can maybe tell them like, maybe we can have some dragons that like do stuff. You know, like actually like come out and do stuff. It could happen. Like you could be the change you want to see in the world rather than saying the world has a problem and then choosing to fix it. Like,
but you don't understand, Alejo. Dragons are lame because I write them lame.
oh, right.
That's
yeah.
the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. You're right. Fucking
I am the
hell.
problem with dragons.
Yeah.
When I was
That-
growing up, they said I could be anything I wanted, so I became a problem.
Yes! I was so hoping that was what you were going to say.
Oh, that's so good.
even basically set up to be big players in stories, since they are the heads of massive organizations because of how their hordes work. If you think about it, something as powerful as a dragon would be a massive player in any world they inhabit.
Yeah,
because of
if
their
you
power.
thought about
And
it.
Warden dragons exemplify this beautifully.
Holy shit!
And the focus on the horde thing makes
We
them feel more
agree.
specifically dragons, with a clear reference to the mythology that is rarely the focus of dragons in D&D. But they are not just a DM tool. You can very clearly make a ton of player characters that use warden dragons if you like them. I often say that a monster is not all that useful or cool if you can't find ways to put them in your game as a player or as a DM. So how about we do just that? Let's take one class, one of the random examples we gave in that little lore drop, and flesh it out. How about...
Rather not.
Let's pick one we haven't done yet on the
It's
channel and y'all
fine.
scream at me in the comments for. Let's make a wizard dragon. Make
A
a dragon.
Draco.
I thought you
Oh,
literally were
yeah.
talking about how you don't make fucking caster dragons, you little shit.
Well, no, he says that nobody does it, so this is so that people will do it. Yeah.
Ugh,
So he's
disgusting.
fixing his problem that he thinks is there.
Yeah. Fucking God
Warden
damn.
dragons hoard people, and the people that make up a Magus horde are exclusively arcane practitioners. Wizards are most
So it's a
popular
wizard's
in a Magus
tower.
dragon's horde.
Yeah.
But it's not rare to see lore bards among
It's
their
a living wizard's tower.
That's actually kind of cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
That would
actually.
be cool.
Like, it's an arcane golem, but it's a wizard's tower.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like Dungeon Man from fucking, what's it called? Earthbound. Remember him?
Yeah. Like, oh man. Whew, there you go. That's free.
Ooh, yeah.
That's free.
Dude, I've been fucking taking the idea of like elemental or golem everything, and I didn't even think of that.
Oh,
Like a building.
yeah. Well, there you go. Have that for free. I love it. Oh, anyway.
ranks, and even a rare city druid. You will, however,
Holy shit! Why do you all have better ideas than the Hat Man?
Dude, that would be perfect to blend with my idea of of my lich.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
lich
yeah,
of my
yeah.
world that
Yeah.
like is like been researching the nature of death, and he's like, I will solve death.
Yes, that would work really well for sure.
Because like his wizard's tower moves around
Yeah.
to follow battlefields.
Yeah, exactly.
I just had him teleporting his tower around, but no, we can actually Howl's Moving Castle this shit.
Exactly. Oh.
However, never find warlocks, sorcerers, or clerics among their ranks. Magus Dragons are powerful spellcasters, but their magic is not innate. They studied it, and as a result, they feel a deep, seething hatred towards any magic they feel hasn't been acquired through careful and long study. Sorcerers and warlocks are most often the subjects of their scorn, as Magus Dragons see them
literally
as
a fucking soy jack dragon. No, you can't just be born into magic. You have to study it.
Feeling
Fucking-
hands go burr.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's literally a soy jack dragon. A soy dragon, if you will. Oh,
you know-
God.
You know what though? I would love to see the interaction of him with my paladin who thinks that casting like a paladin casting healing hands, he'd be like, "No, I'm not casting magic. This power comes from a god,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. It's a whole different
This
thing,
isn't-
my guy.
This isn't magic, it's faith,
Yeah,
dude."
yeah.
This isn't like fucking the Emperor fucking protects and brings me back
That's
Yeah,
right.
multiple times.
I would love to see the dragon be like, "You're not casting true magic," and then my paladin like, "Yeah, dude, of course."
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
not.
yeah. I'm a
Why
vessel.
Why would I do that?
I'm a
I
vessel.
never said I was doing magic.
Exactly.
And then
Magic
the
is fucking
dragon's just
cringe,
like,
bro.
oh, yeah, and then the dragon's just like, "Oh, well, I guess, yeah."
Oh, well, we came to an understanding, I guess. Weird.
I would just love it. God, it's so
It's so
good.
dumb.
Man, I love my fucking magic. I had to work hard for it.
Yeah, it's so
God.
weird. Dracula's moving castle. Yeah. Soy Drac.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm loving these
God.
portmanteaus.
Disgusting.
cheaters, taking shortcuts, or being unfairly advantaged by their lineage as the only reasons why they are able to wield the weave of magic at all. This
That is
outlook
a
on magic
dragon.
as something to be
Jesus
rigorously studied and
Christ.
mastered leads Magus Dragons to form hordes, not of any arcane.
Like, I'm fine with that being a personality that you give the dragon. That's totally
sure.
fair. I
It's
like
just-
the idea.
It's
I'm
such
just-
a bitchy dragon because
I like it.
Man, I don't like how you got it for free.
Right,
You
yeah.
were born into. You were
Ye-
born into it. You're a dragon.
Yeah.
You will live forever.
Exactly. Like, it's
Fuck
it's
you,
It's
man.
funny. It's good. I like that idea.
God, what a bitch.
practitioners, but only of those that are willing and motivated by the prospect of countless hours of study. This might seem like a fate worse than death to some, but to others, those that would benefit and thrive in the horde of a Magus, they see this as an incredible opportunity. A Magus dragon has been amassing knowledge for all of its life. Some of its arcane secrets passed down to it by its predecessor in the ritual to pass along its draconic essence. The secrets that Magus dragons can teach their horde are innumerable and often reason enough to
Innumerable.
join said
Well, you know, I don't think it's fine. It's accent.
horde as a wizard. Magus dragons follow warden dragons in their animalesque appearance, taking on more avian traits that make them resemble owls, but replacing the white down of the owl
why?
by the Magus dragon trademark massive beards, which all Magus dragons sport regardless of sex. It is said that the traditional idea of a wizard having a long white beard comes from the first wizards imitating their draconic leaders.
That's pretty cool.
When a Magus
That's I like that as a good bit of little
Yeah,
lore.
that's really cool.
neat.
Good on you.
dragon has accrued enough members, its horde is called a circle, and particularly big circles find themselves becoming veritable universities. Some of the oldest and most renowned institutions of arcane learning are the circles of a Magus dragon, centuries old in their study of the arcane. This academic approach to horde making has some interesting results. First, it's very, very common for circles to develop intense and fierce rivalries towards one another. Universities led by elder Magus dragons end up as bitter
100%.
rivals, keeping their best kept secrets from one another, all
You could have the capstone of like a university be like when you graduate your like grad school or PhD is you need to go out into the world and find some new bit of knowledge and lore
Hmm.
and bring it back to the dragon so that he can expand his horde.
Yeah.
And that's like what knowledge you bring back is directly tied with to your standing in the wizarding community.
Yeah. That could be
The
cool.
Wizarding World.
Like,
Oh.
he
No, you wouldn't.
is the
It's trademark.
expert on mushrooms and how
Mm-hmm.
they grow in this specific environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a druggin, so be careful.
Yeah. The fall of a university dragon to a dragon.
God damn it.
Oh, it'd be so good. Oh,
That
dude.
would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's a way to take out
This
the
one-
head dragons
This
of
one
things.
student made me aware of this thing called heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
Then you have the dragon is constantly upping the dose he's taking.
Yeah.
One might say riding the dragon.
exactly.
Or
yes.
puffing the magic dragon.
It's
That too.
good. It's good.
While
Disgusting.
sending members
I
of
really
their hordes
love my
into
idea of a
rival
dragon.
universities.
Yeah, I know. Dragon's great.
So fun.
It's so much fun.
To unearth those well-kept secrets. Many a wizard tavern brawl has started with a conversation over which Magus Dragon is most knowledgeable.
Wizards.
The process of prince selection for a Magus Dragon is also a product of this insistence on academia. A Magus
Setting my
Dragon
path
generally
ablaze.
never goes off of instinct when making any decision, much less the decision that will dictate which body its draconic essence will embody next. Members of a Magus Dragon circle are constantly being graded, and their grades are shared publicly amongst all members of the circle. Their arcane discoveries, their research papers, and their exam results are constantly broadcast to the Horde. And whoever is most academically gifted is who will one day be chosen as the prince to transform into a Magus Dragon.
Sure.
Faced with this relentless competition, many students throw themselves into their studies, and once they have exhausted everything their circle could offer them, they move their coveting eyes outwards. It's not uncommon for wizards who wish to rise in their circle to go on adventures, seeking knowledge that not even their dragon knows, in an effort to rise above the other pupils and
I like this as lore and everything. Like, this is all good, right?
Yeah, this would be good setup for a campaign.
Exactly, like that, and like it in its own video again. Like I said, I would have a lot more interest in all of this, but with its precedent being set from before, I'm just listening to this and going, yeah, okay, you know,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate because it's good, like, but I can't have enthusiasm for it because of like how it was spawned, and I've seen the process, and
Yeah.
I'm like. That's just it's
be
almost
chosen
over.
as the next prince. This, of course, doesn't go without rivalries, and it's regrettably not uncommon for the most bitter of rivalries to end in sudden and inexplicable deaths
Death.
of fellow academics, as the most brilliant minds of a circle fight in a constant battle of wits and magic to prove themselves superior to the rest, all the while enriching the dragon they have sworn fealty to and deepening the dragon's pool of knowledge. The most evil of the Magus Dragons will do this on purpose, using spite and jealousy as a way to motivate their horde into growing the
This is
dragon's
getting pretty
knowledge for
anime.
itself.
I was about to say, I'm like, I was about to make a Star Wars. In fact, I was gonna say, ooh, embrace that jealousy, that hate for your fellow man. Yes, let it fuel your desire to grow in power. it's like, all right, yeah.
But like literally, this is just an anime character backstory.
It's
It really
fine.
is.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Caring little about the mental strain that this constant competition causes amongst horde mates. That's a pretty sick dragon concept that you can base a PC or a full adventure around, I think. Think about it. You could play the smartest student of a Magus Dragon circle as they leave on their quest to secure their
don't know if that's the
position as the
smartest.
prince by learning even more things from the outside world, all while dodging the attacks of jealous students. Good thing you can always rely on your good friend, best friend from Backstory. Oh, what's that? Best friend from Backstory is also trying to kill you? Oh, the drama, the humanity. Or how about a particular...
So, just to take your logic, that isn't necessarily because of the dragon. I mean, to a degree, I suppose, of like, he was there to learn because of the dragon, but after that, it's the ambition to learn more that has made him, like, more, or have these things happen to him. I get, well, because I guess at the end goal is to become the dragon.
Yeah.
So, never mind. I can't twist it, unfortunately. Alright. You're good.
The incompetent wizard that is trying their hardest to be chosen as a prince. They might not be the best at studying, so they put all their eggs in one basket, discovering the magical secrets of the rival circle
Being
to
a
impress their
warlock.
dragon. I can think of so many characters, and hopefully you can too. Well, hopefully not, because Magus dragons don't exist. Warden dragons as a concept don't exist. I mean, not in the way that D&D things don't exist because they are fantasy and make-believe, but in the way that I just made them up for this video.
Yeah, they're
you know,
homebrew.
for
Yeah,
fun.
thanks.
I mean, I guess you could make them yourself. Have fun doing that, I guess.
It's
It's almost like
tough to make
dragons aren't problematic. You know how you took the concept of a dragon, a flying creature that is immensely powerful and has a horde, and
mean
you went,
impossibly
"Oh,
powerful."
What if
Yes, yeah.
impossibly powerful? And you like took that concept and went, "What if I wrote a design around this?"
Yeah.
Sort of like what you do when you make any dragon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, all dragons are bad.
All dragons have their problem.
But no, black dragons are only interesting because they have poison breath.
Even though they don't.
And that is the only thing. Or
acid
acid breath.
Yeah,
And that is the only thing that it makes them cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Disgusting. Foul.
Like,
Foul.
the problem was your mentality for how to approach riding dragons.
Yeah, exactly.
That
It's
was
all
the problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your personal mentality as to how to utilize this thing that you don't find interesting. That's it. You've limited yourself by immediately writing it off because you don't find it interesting.
As DM, you are a world's creator.
Mm-hmm.
So create.
Mm-hmm.
I find, especially a spellcasting one, because a wizard dragon has to feel like a spellcasting one, right? Oh, that's a weird monster to make for sure. Good luck. Oh, what's that? You want me to make the stab block? Despite you knowing full well I am a certified dragon hater. How
Brothers,
dare
swap its
you? Okay,
intelligence and
that's
strength
right. The
scores and
Magus
give it a
Dragon
bunch
stat block
of
is in the description
cool
of this
spells.
very video for 100% certified pointy hat free. For you to use in your own games for also 100% certified free. But wait, what if you're still not into dragons but you're looking for another cool monster to base your campaign around? Well, here are 2 full videos about liches in which I make some funky class-based liches that are in wizards, a barbarian and a ranger. Look at that. As a matter of fact, let me drop a
Brother, okay, you know what? I will make a mage dragon for you right now, right? Give it Misty Step, but don't have it consume a spell slot when it uses Misty Step. And then you give it a bunch, like 6 cool spells, and then you say that the spells were inscribed on its wings. And then whenever it casts those spells, it doesn't consume a spell slot, unless if it's like casting Fireball and like upping the spell slot level, that will consume a spell slot.
Yeah.
Swap its strength score and its intelligence scores, and just like it has a strength score of like, I don't know, 13 and a intelligence of 20. Cool. Mage dragon.
Hell,
Bing bang boom.
don't even have to do
Done.
that. You just go look at the fucking monster manual, go by the variant rule that's already there, and you've done it. It's already there. Like, it's so simple. Just do it.
full Lich playlist for you to do. Yes, I am covering all classes. Will I do a series on dragons too? It honestly fully depends on how this video does, so if y'all like this, share, comment, like, subscribe.
Oh, I
I'm
definitely
being
shared it.
100% for real. If the video doesn't do well, I'm not
definitely
making it,
fucking
so
shared it.
make YouTube see this. Bother your mom. Okay, let's see how it goes. Bye-bye now. Bye. Mwah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Disgusting.
he took our bye-bye. He took our bye now. No. Sorry. There it is.
That was awful.
That was bad. It's just, I don't like this. This is why it's a problem, because I don't like it. That's all it
Yeah.
was. This was a month ago?
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
So I do like his idea of like barbarian lich,
Yeah.
ranger lich. Like that's
Well,
kind of cool. That's
I'm-
whatever. I might check
I'm
those
fine
out.
with
Might
any concept.
lift a few ideas from it.
Right, I'm fine
Um,
with any concept, but This is just nothing.
My my problems with the suggestions though at the end of the video is that these are two of them. Monks are good, actually. Dude, monks have never been seen as anything other than fantastic.
Yeah, what are you on about? They're always good.
He has multiple videos of this class is bad, this class is good. That's like one of his things, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a picture of too boring, pointing to a fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second suggestion was devils as players.
I know, I see that. Yeah, that's funny. That's really funny.
Stole our fucking idea.
How
old is that video?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, brother. I don't want to click on it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I want to give him a view.
How to actually use devils. God,
1 year.
Get fucked. 1 year?
Well, we haven't beaten by like 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't beaten by a couple.
I wonder.
No, no one's ever seen our stuff.
No, dude,
it's true.
No one's ever cared. It's fine.
It's true.
I'm looking through the comments. There's no like. Oh. 1 month ago, this one's from Damian Garner 6548 says, all your problems with dragons are based on how they appear in the material and could be fixed with slight homebrew tweaks. Not all dragons need to be good or evil. Dragons are supposed to be smart creatures to use use that knowledge to create an older dragon who's wizened from years of fighting and just wants the group to get a treasure it wants without bloodshed. And if your DM isn't using a dragon horde or lair, they are not using dragons right.
There you go.
A couple of replies to this, but a few in the replies. I remember very clearly, this is from the Lord Gojira. Hey, nice.
Hey.
I remember very clearly in the second edition Draconomicon.
Yes.
There was a good aligned red dragon who had an empathetic epiphany. Yes, I was reading ahead. If it's not even a purely homebrew thing, metallic and chromatic dragons are not hard locked into good and evil. All your issues with the thing as presented to do with the way the thing is presented. Yeah. Oh, okay. Somebody's being okay. 2E was 40 years ago. I can't use that in 5E. Glad it used to exist, but it's dead and gone now. Ash and dust to that comment. Really?
What the fuck?
Ideas are dead and gone because they're not the same edition?
Because they're old.
Wow. Oh, and then in reply to that, that was Titus Fortunus 2916. In reply to that, that's a really weird way to think about it, considering the thing in question has nothing to do with gameplay rules, and that most of 5e's rules basically come down to let the DM figure it out, lol. I'm not saying it with the expectation that people know about it already. I'm just saying it exists. The Lord Gojira needs to come hang out.
Yeah, man. God damn.
I'm looking through the comments on the devils as player characters.
Yeah.
And someone said, honestly, the fact that you pump out all of these homebrew ideas out for free is astounding. You have such creative takes and put in the work for gorgeous and well-crafted stats and lore. I really hope you know that I and so many other players hugely appreciate you. Brother, you can do this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Like, I understand.
It's not hard.
I understand and am okay with somebody saying thank you for things. Like, that's fine. But, like, man...
I'm fine with people saying thank you for things. I'm not fine with people acting like this is hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, another reply to what that guy said. 2E was 40 years ago. I can't use that in 5E. Glad it used to exist, but it's dead and gone now. Ash and dust, in quotes. Seriously? You're talking about a game that is based entirely on imagination, and you think it's impossible to utilize information from previous editions of the game in the game you're running now? I'd hate to play in a game run by someone with such apparently limited creativity. Also, AD&D 2e released in 1989 and was the most widely played edition until 3e was released in 2000. It started 35 years ago and was still being played regularly less than 25 years ago. If you're going to comment on the game, at least try to get the facts right. That's from Frocat5163. Thank you for that.
Beautiful.
Oh, love it. When anyone has dissent, you have people coming in going, oh, fuck you. And then you have other people coming in going, excuse me, you got that wrong. And also, what are you saying?
Yeah. And also, fuck you twice as
What
hard.
the hell?
You dumbass.
It's so funny. Anyway.
Yeah, it's very fun.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you're gonna have that limited perspective, you better believe that people are gonna say, why are you having that limited perspective in something that you can do anything with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's crazy. It's insane.
It is.
Oh my god. There's many things. If Telethorn becomes a sugar daddy, this video is why.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hatman says sex, that's right. I'm so mature, yeah. Pointy Hat makes good lore at times, that's why I like him, but it takes a while to get around to it. Oh, I'm sure, that's fine. Like, I specifically remember that, or at least I remember watching one and being like, oh, this is fine, because he's pointing out some things that are wrong with, like, the Ranger, I think it was, or something. Because the Ranger kind of sucks in 5e.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that was... like, I was like, oh, this isn't fine, and then I thought we had covered it, but I guess we haven't. But yeah, this was just a poor showing. I would play the dragon itself in that story. Yeah. Intelligence isn't special, in quotes, Pointy Hat. That's right, apparently, yeah. That's something that he has said. It's big and intelligent, but so many other things are, so why does that matter? I want to see doppelgangers move in and take over the horde. Ooh. Yeah, doppelgangers
That would
are
be cool.
Doppelgangers are great. I want to see more of them being used.
Fuck doppelgangers, man.
So cool.
Yeah,
Makes everything paranoid as fuck, and it's great.
You're playing the Thing.
Yes. That's so good. D- barely. Yeah, I think it's at least, it's not like offensive, so I'll give it a passing grade.
I don't know, man. I find it I find it offensive.
It's fine. I don't think that it's enough for me to like, it's nothing like any of the worst things that we've seen. That stuff would fail immediately, but like this is like,
yeah.
You didn't try, but you turned in your assignment and that was enough. You know,
you have handed me paper. Congrats.
I like his idea of the owl dragon idea.
Sure.
So
yeah,
I will also give him a passing grade, but I will agree he did hand me a piece of lined paper with his name at the top and a date. And I went, fuck, well, you got me there.
At least that part wasn't incorrect. Jesus, that felt exhausting. Oh, how do you think I feel? I wanted to go to
typo.
How do you think I feel? I wanted to go to bed before, like 5 minutes before we were done with this fucking video.
Yeah.
And I mean 5 minutes in that time frame of the video. Not in our discussion of it. This took us 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
The only good thing that came from this was the Druggen. I will say his idea is fine. It's a good idea, and you can get it for free, so you can tweak it however you want. That is irrefutably a good thing. But I much prefer the Druggen that came from this. The Druggen is probably one of my favorite things that we have come up with so far.
I imagine him just kind of living like a Nosferatu.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
Vampire the Raid Nosferatu. Just like in the sewers.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be so good.
Hunting down his next fix.
Oh, so my Red Dragon being good was in 2nd edition. Awesome. Yeah. Blood for the blood god, indeed, indeed. Lux, it seems like you can say that on the main videos. Apparently, in our video game fucking streams, you can't say shit like that. It's weird.
That's weird.
Yeah. That's fair, boo. Yeah. Haha, this episode was my fault. Yes, that's right, Timothy, it was. Okay. So I had a second video planned, but if you can't hear it, my voice is actually actively dying.
I can hear it.
Yeah, it's legitimately getting more and more hoarse. So I think that I actually need to call it for the night, so that I don't lose my voice.
I am not gonna lie, am kind of tired as shit after
Yeah.
doing that one video.
Yeah, it
And I
also
still
exhausted the
have to go
fuck out of me.
grocery shopping.
Yeah, so I think it was a strong video for you to suggest to us, Timothy. Thank you. And I appreciate everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna do just the stuff, the Patreon and stuff, and then not read comments this time because that will kill me. I've seen there's a Lux comment with 4 children in it, so it will kill me tonight.
Hey boo,
Yeah.
when we dip out, should I just call you? We can fuck around in Pal
Yeah,
World
there you
for
go.
10-15 minutes, and then I can go grocery shopping.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you guys want to go do that, that's fine. I'm just gonna do the end like things, and that's it. So.
All right, cool. Goodbye, Alejo. Goodbye, our beloved audience who gives us money.
That's right.
You're welcome for the drugging.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome for the drugging for sure. Yes.
The drugging idea is my gift to you.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to head to
See.
the bathroom and then I'll call you, boo.
Yep.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Hey, see ya.
All right, everybody. So before I end the stream, yes, you did finish the stream. Fuck yeah, JR Sonic. Wow, I killed them. Yes, you've killed me, Timothy. You killed my voice. Okay. Before I finish out the stream entirely, let me tell you about things about our lovely community that you already know, but I will tell you again anyway. So we, first off, let's go for this. We have a website. I have updated it recently. It has the most recent stuff. Oh, shit. It had the most recent stuff when I updated it, but I'm going to update it further. So go visit our website. It's in the description below. And there's a whole page here of ways for you to support us if you would like. And I will tell you about more of them in detail later. But you can go over there and buy our dice, $15 with a little PayPal payment. Make sure you put in the correct information for your address, and I will send that to you specifically with a little envelope, and you will get it. And I will, if you are on our Discord, I will message you. Okay. Anyway. Hold on. What is this? I saw that there's a new unread thing. I see a meme. Old man yells at cloud with fucking, oh, that's good. Oh, I gotta let them know about that. Thank you, Pizza Funk. That's a great meme. I love that meme. Hold on, everybody. You need to see this meme. It's so simple, but it's so fucking good. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Old hat yells at cloud. Yes. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I really think YouTube has upgraded its algorithm to contextualize things, except it contextualizes them poorly. Fair. Thanks for the show. This made my day. You're welcome, Timothy. And yes, thank you as well, of course, for the suggestion. Okay, so yeah, custom dice. Other than that, you can support us financially if you wish by going over to either Patreon or going to Ko-fi, and you can do one-time donations through there if you would like. And you can do it for as little as $1 a month every month, if you would like. You don't get to be shouted out by name, but you do get to be thanked. Otherwise, you get to shout outs and stuff, and it's all in the descriptions of each of the tiers, so go and check those out. The link is in the description. Thank you to our tier 4s, that being Draco Kraken, Mog Zero, Rick, aka Unit Rico, Slazer, and Steely, of course. Big thank you to all of you for those $15 you give us every month. Crazy people. And thank you to Crimson Rose Armok in Tier 2. Thank you to you for those $5 every month you give. And of course, a thank you to our Tier 1 contributor. Like I said, links are in the description for those. Of that and Ko-fi, of course. And of course, another way you can help us out is if you go over here to TeePublic and you buy our logos and such on whatever you want, whether it be mugs, shirts, hoodies, whatever. I still own the mug and hoodie, and what was the other thing that I bought? I know I bought one other thing. What was it? Oh my god, my brain. I can't remember. Wow. I can't remember what I bought. Oh geez. Anyway, they're good quality. They're good quality things because TeePublic does good stuff. Even though it's print on demand, and I know that can be lower quality than some things, it's still good. Anyway, and going over to Humble Bundle, using our link in the description, you can buy things through it no matter where they are, what they are, and you can use them to use our link to support us as well as Tabletop Alliance, which is also in the description for you to check out their charity work that they do. Right now, at this moment, I would suggest Call of Cthulhu. It will still be out there by the time that this goes up in the VOD, so go and buy Call of Cthulhu, the bundle, for $25 for 25 things. That's $1 a thing. It's real good for if you have any interest in running Call of Cthulhu or playing in it. I would highly, highly suggest it. You could buy it for yourself and give it to somebody else to run, even if you want. My voice is dying. But yeah, our link in the description. Give us as little or as much as you want, and give more to charity, and use it to get Like a Dragon Infinite if you want to, because it's really good. I started playing this with Brogan literally today, and it's very, very good. Anyway, that's it. That's all of the things that you can do. Oh, you can also, there's a link in our description to donate to us directly through Stream Elements during the stream. I never remember to talk about that either, but there is a link in there. You should be able to find it. And you can put things up here on the screen. And in the future, if somebody donates to it when we're when we're not streaming, I'll make sure to play it for the next show. Because I can replay things with this little widget that I have on my dashboard for OBS. So if you donate and we haven't shown it on the show, I will do so. I'll go through it and do that. And the other thing that I never talk about that's in the description is we do have a PO box. You're not, of course, none of these are obligations. Don't think that they are to go and do these things for us. Your subscription and your liking and your commenting and being here for the streams is enough. Like all the free stuff that you do. So don't think that you're obligated to do anything financial or sending us stuff in our PO box. But the options are there. The PO box is there. If you use that, let me know so that I can go and pick it up, because I barely check that thing anymore because I don't pay rent there anymore. Thankfully. Yeah, just let me know and I will go and get it, and then I'll make sure to do like an unboxing or something. Please keep the things civil of what they are, so that when I unbox them, if you do send us something, that I can actually show it on the show. Cause if it's not, then, you know, bad things. That meme rocked. Yes, it did. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate you all for enduring with us. Appreciate you all for listening to me ramble on about all this shit again. Get excited for year 5. It's going to be the same as year 4, but with a 5. And maybe some new things will happen. We shall see. Maybe we'll even start a new campaign someday. Who even knows? It's crazy. Anyway, thanks again, everybody. And we'll see you next week for the 5th year start. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Go on. Get out of here. I need to stop talking now. I'll see you.